Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoa.
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to it, so I'm like.
It's these last, few witnesses ago, bruh.
Take that.
Hey, 3 in a row was like, ooh. Next one was like, ah. Next one was like, everybody like, damn.
Yeah, I get that, but the
Talking about the Diddy.
the charges that he's being charged for, are they proving those charges?
Follow some lawyers on some really good lawyers. That's they going by because it's the law, right? Mm-hmm. So they're going by the law, what they have to prove in the law. Fuck what we think.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. The judge is gonna read. This is the law and the charge that they cover this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so that's why they setting it up in the way they are. They not. One thing about these people, man. And it's crazy. So the state shit, right? State, they arrest you, then gather evidence. Mm-hmm. Other folks, years and years and years of, so they're not swinging without a great chance of. That's why that shit 90-something%, bruh.
Right.
That conviction rate 90-something% for a reason.
Yeah, because you take plea deal.
Because they got evidence against you,
yeah.
right? Because they
got plea deal. So
if they put that shit on the table, and you be like,
yeah, I'm good.
I'ma fight it. That's what happened. They offered him a deal.
So what stops this from being just any athlete, any guy with money?
That's what I'm saying.
How does it change?
It's a lot to it.
I fly you out and.
But it's more than that.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta go listen to what these people are testifying to, right? What the questions that's being asked. So at the time, somebody well, why didn't you say this? They're well, they never asked me that. Then now when they come down and ask these questions now, they asking certain questions, certain specific questions, and they getting answers to them. And this is the things that they going on to stand and testifying. There's a certain line of questioning that they are, you know what I'm saying? To prove this point, right? Just take your situation, right? They could have went around the locker room and asked, he's like, what happened? Mm-hmm. He got his side, he got his story, he got his story, he got his story, he got his, right? But it's gonna be consistent of this, and they're gonna lay it out. Well, we know that you brought, so the evidence that says that Gilbert actions was this. Mm-hmm. This is what we're offering you for your actions. You can be like, look at the evidence that was against you and be like, yeah, I did this, and accept what they offering.
Yeah.
And look at that shit and be like, I get it, but I'ma fight it.
Because
so it's
how long does an employee have to be an employee before he's considered an employee? If I hire you for an hour, are you technically an employee for you to be part of my empire? Those are the things.
That's why all the people that worked for him, that's why nobody else has been so far, because they have immunity and shit. They go in that motherfucker, they testifying what their role was in these things, the things that they did, saw, ignored, quit the job because of, all of these things, right? So, but there's text messages that's trying to disprove a lot of this shit, a lot of stuff going back and forth, but that's why it's a trial. I'm saying, I don't know who's proving what up to this point, but the jury is
blessed to be employed and blessed to have our freedom.
Listen, Jack.
This is Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoop, 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 whoop. As always, we got the legend Gilbert Arenas here with us. Representing the corner boards, we got NBA champion of the world, Swaggy P, Nick Young, back in the arena. And the distinguished gentleman from Oak Cliff, former #1 pick, Kenyon Martin, back here with us. And for all the fans, we still got 2 viewing options for you, our traditional version and mobile vertical version. Pick whichever one you want to watch. Just make sure you support the show. Here's what's cracking in the arena today. The Thunder, in the midst of one of the most dominant seasons in NBA history, does a chip put them in the conversation amongst the greatest teams of all times? We got a lot of numbers to support that, but we will discuss that here on this couch. Pacers are used to being the underdog this postseason and find themselves in the same situation in the finals. What can Indiana do to prove all the doubters wrong? You see them giving the thumbs down to all the haters. We'll see what happens. Finals start tomorrow. And the Wolves think Ant-Man could be one of the greatest players of all times. But are they spitting or tripping. But before we get into all that, as always, this show is brought to you by Underdog. Go ahead, download the app, use promo code GIL, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a special pick'em. As I said, the NBA Finals start tomorrow, and Kenyon has some picks up in his partner pack on the Underdog app for Game 1 of these NBA Finals. You got SGA lower, 33.5 points.
Oh, no, that last one, they must have changed that one.
You got Siakam lower, 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You got Chet Holmgren lower, 27.5 points, rebounds, assists. You got Hartenstein. You got him higher or lower?
Yeah, that was supposed to have been a higher on the rebounds.
Yeah, Hartenstein higher on 6.5 rebounds. Says lower here, but
yeah, no, that wasn't. Yeah, that was supposed to be higher on that one.
Can you say go higher on Hartenstein?
6.5 rebounds.
They fucking up in the back.
Yeah, hold on, what they say?
That does say higher, 6.5 rebounds.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on
So,
here.
ladies and gentlemen, change the Hartenstein pick to higher, 6.5 rebounds.
X is in.
It's up on the partner pack.
X is in.
And you got the script.
Hold on. And where the Halliburton pick at? Where the 8.5 assist at?
You had Hali higher, 8.5 assists in this game as well.
The fuck is
They
going
cut
on?
mine yesterday too, though.
Hold on, what the fuck is going on? I didn't pick this. So now that is not Kenyon's partner pack.
This is
No, Kenyon didn't pick this shit.
Kenyon did not pick this shit.
Kenyon picked, yeah.
Kenyon, please give us your partner pack.
Shit.
Yeah, Shai, 33.5, lower. Tyrese Halliburton, 8.5 assists higher. Pascal Siakam, 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I have lower.
Okay.
They got Chet, 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I took the lower.
Okay.
And Isaiah Hartenstein, rebounds, it was 6.5. I took higher.
Okay.
I believe he can get 7 rebounds in this game.
Well, we will have that updated partner pack for you on the Underdog app.
Sorry to disappoint whoever put this shit together.
It's all good.
But that's not what Kenyon.
We are a family.
What is Hartenstein?
Yeah, I looked
White
at.
and
I
black.
was.
He's
I'm about to say.
Yeah, you look at some shit, you like,
He's amazing. He's black and he's Caucasian.
A white person named Isaiah. Like, what's up?
Shout out Super Hot Fire. I can't take credit for that.
I
Shout out to
remember this
her.
morning, the technician came to my house, fixed the refrigerator, dude named Kenyon, like crazy, like white dude.
White dude, Kenyon.
Named Kenyon. Like crazy as shit ever.
Crazy.
Are y'all automatically best friends now?
Yeah, I signed a jersey for him.
Yeah.
We got 2
Shit
kids.
like that, right? I said, this at least what you least expect today, huh?
Hell yes, Kenyon. Hell yes.
What was his last name?
Martinez.
Oh, he's Kmart.
Hey, Murph.
Middle name Cameron is my son's first name. I'm like, so Kenyon is his dad. We had a whole fucking conversation. His dad's middle name is Kenyon. And he just gave him the first name, and I'm like, yo, this shit's crazy.
Kmart.
Kmart. I like it. Head over to Underdog app, use promo code GIL, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus special pick. If you can't
Hopefully
watch
they fix that.
They will fix it. It'll be updated on the partner pack. And if you can't watch the show live, it's on YouTube. We got audio versions available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. So let's get into it. This past weekend, the end of the Eastern Conference Finals also meant the end of an era, with TNT's 35-season run of broadcasting NBA games coming to an end after the network was outbid in the league's new TV rights deal, which begins next season. But their 21-time Emmy Award-winning flagship show Inside the NBA will live on thanks to a licensing deal with ESPN ABC, but it's unclear how much that deal will impact the show and the quality of the show as well. So Ernie Johnson signed off of Inside the NBA on TNT for the final time, but not before Shaq put his new employer on notice.
And to that new network we coming to, we're not coming to F around. And since it's the last show, I'm gonna say it. We're not coming to fuck around. We kicking ass, we taking names, and we taking over. Okay? I love you guys and I appreciate you guys, but hey, all right? Let me see that number 1 time for the number 1 show ever on TV. And we come over to take over that next network too.
We look forward. The 4 of us, as you've already heard, the 4 of us are going to be together. Our production crew is going to be together. It's going to be that same bunch. We're still going to be shooting that show in Atlanta. It's just going to air somewhere else. And so the craziness that you've seen, the nonsense and the foolishness and the top-notch basketball analysis, all of that stuff's going to be on. It's going to be on ESPN or ABC next year, not on TNT. For that, it's we're sad. But I'm proud to say for the last time, thanks for watching us. It's the NBA on TNT.
Before we go, guys, let's get a mic drop.
So like I mentioned, inside the NBA, 35 seasons.
Damn.
Meant a lot to all of us. Emotional moment for Ernie and the rest of the crew. But for all you guys as former NBA players, what has inside the NBA meant to basketball culture?
Shit.
Barbershop talk, right? The original barbershop talk. It gave players with personalities a lane, right? It gave them a path, right? You have ex-NBA players out there just being original, being entertaining. So it kind of opened up this media landscape for, people like us that can come in there because somebody like Charles already broke down some of those barriers that, language, creativity. So, it was the pioneer for, we can consider ourselves the new media.
And they say #1 basketball show on TV. I believe Gil's Arena presented by Underdog. Whoop, whoop. #1 basketball show on YouTube. So definitely following in that lane. Swaggy.
For me, it was like all of it go hand in hand. I grew up always wanting to just like meet Ernie, like I wanted to meet David Stern.
You grew up wanting to meet Davis.
Him wanting to be on inside stuff, all that type of stuff. I
Shout out
feel
to
like it's
Barbershop.
like just a part of the NBA for real. So yeah, it's history.
It is history now. 35 season run.
Yeah, for real. That's
Moving
tough.
over to ESPN, ABC. But Kenyon, move to this side. And what do you feel like inside the NBA is meant to basketball culture?
Oh, no, just touch on what Gil was saying. No, it just gave players a lane other than coaching or front office or different things like that, right? To be able to articulate the game. Some, like I'm saying, Kenny had team success, not that much individual success, so it was coming from a different place. Charles, individual success, but not too much team success as far as championships. So Shaq has both. So it just gave a different variety of voices and different experiences that led up to us doing what we're doing now and being able to have guys on the sideline and former players and former coaches, and you just enjoy hearing like-minded people speak about something that you care so dearly about, which is this game that we all grew up in and what the NBA has meant to each one of us. Yeah, just to hear it, man, just coming from those guys, man, just like I said, it gave us a lane, it gave us a voice to have that we have now, man. It's dope.
And shout out Craig Sager too. I feel like was extremely instrumental.
Absolutely.
The pimp fits.
No, yeah, without
Gators.
Too.
You know.
gotta throw Craig Sager in there with this bunch, man. He was, to be interviewed by him was a thing, right?
Yeah.
You if you played on TNT Thursday and you didn't get, like, you wanted to have that player of the game or that opportunity to be able to talk to him at halftime or after the game is dope. You know what I'm saying? So,
Craig Sager interview before.
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So no, it's interesting, man. Just the things that they created that's going to live on throughout sports media. So it's dope.
So although it's unclear how Inside the NBA will coexist with other ESPN shows like NBA Countdown, according to Michael McCarthy of Front Office Sports, Inside the NBA will lead ESPN's pregame and halftime programming. The show will air live during ABC ESPN's biggest events, including the NBA Finals, Conference Finals, and NBA playoffs. They'll also be featured on opening week, Christmas Day, all ABC games after January 1st, and the final week of the season. So according to reports, ESPN has no plans to change the DNA of the show with a hands-off approach, similar to how they've handled the Pat McAfee show. But Charles Barkley.
So what they said was, they got daytime TV and we got everything else.
Walk in your trap and take over your trap, I believe.
Tim Tebow them niggas, huh?
Tim Tebow.
Y'all the bench. We'll put you niggas in when we feel like it.
Carry this bag, nigga.
Tim Tebow might be a new
Tibbs, man. They tipping him, man.
Nah, you can't do that.
They tipping him.
Nah, you're not doing
They dog. Y'all got 9 games this year. God damn.
So what they gonna do for the finals?
9 games.
Because you can't fight the ratings, right? They know what they're doing. They're expecting all the people that watch Inside on TNT to watch Inside on ESPN.
Yeah.
So that's what they're counting on for the ratings. So of course they would give them all of that, right? Because it just makes sense. Because they have the viewership over time has proven that people are watching. And people gonna continue to watch.
For sure.
As long as they on there, people gonna watch.
For sure.
So they trying to, because it's all about numbers now. So it's all about so the viewership numbers, so.
You said it getting done like Tibbs, but I like Tim Thibodeau better
Thibodeau.
than Tom Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
They praying
ABC
they praying for some airtime.
after January.
When obviously the league, starts to push more.
Christmas.
They got Christmas, so they just got specialty games.
Opening day, Christmas.
Yeah.
So obviously still some concern amongst the fans, the viewers who loved with
got two.
Inside the NBA on TNT meant
2 games.
uncertain how it's going to look on ESPN. But Charles Barkley pulled up to the Dan Patrick Show and offered these thoughts.
Okay, but does the show look like the show? It's inside the NBA, but it's on ESPN. Is that how you're
Big fucking
positioning
eyes,
this?
but a nice fucking fish.
Dan, we don't even know.
Okay, all right.
That's one of the reasons I was waiting. Like, I don't know what we're doing, and then TNT is trying to do something stupid behind the scenes. We taped a pilot about a month ago, and it was the stupidest I've ever seen in my life. Because we're not going to be on ESPN as much as people think.
Wait, what do you mean you taped a pilot?
Well, because ESPN, because we're only probably going to be working for ESPN like half the time to 1/3 of the time. So I think TNT wants to do something, and we taped a pilot about a month ago, and it was the stupidest ever.
Oh my God.
Taped the pilot about a month ago. It was the stupidest shit ever, according to Charles Barkley. Like you heard him mention, it only be on ESPN a half or third of the time. So he said there will be a version of the show which doesn't air on ESPN. Was unclear where that version will air, but it won't include basketball highlights, maybe paired up against actual NBA games, which he was also not a fan of. So when you look at Barkley, how concerned are you for the future of inside the NBA?
I mean, it just looks like they're concerned. I mean,
It seems like he can see the future with those glasses.
Man.
it started with Ernie's speech, right? If your show as it is saved, and y'all are just gonna move networks, and you're working out of the same building, why is your emotions damn near about to cry? So there's something that's not being said. And
Creative control.
He just said it. He said
Right.
I don't think they know what the fuck is about to happen.
Yeah.
I think they just got gobbled up, and they're afraid that they're about to be shelved, right, and handicapped. So I think if this was me, right, and we got gobbled up without, it ain't shit, and we got to work for the opposing team now, right?
Yeah, that's used to talk.
They're taking us on as our contract stands, which means I got to try to figure out if there's language that I can opt out and create another show. And that's probably what he was saying. Yeah, we did this pilot, so the pilot showed that they're probably trying to do can't compete with the show that we already have. So it can't be the 4-panel type of show, because that's what our language said. You got to think about the language that they probably put in.
I dig it.
Can't compete, can't have this, so they have to try to figure out how to keep the same 4 together in another format,
Good luck.
which is not going to work.
It kind of feels like Ernie kind of feels like Adam Banks when he left the Hawks to go to the Mighty Ducks, for all my Mighty Ducks fans out there. So hopefully it turns out to be a good thing.
Yeah,
Gordon Bombay
for real.
really crafts that team. Gives him the triple dig.
Look, it's ESPN is going to get the views no matter if they have the show or not, because this show is gone. Now, it's all about egos, right? If they are considered the #1 show, if you took something on, you let it stay as it is. Right, you keep it in the same form. You can't worry about who's gonna be mad on the staff that you already have, right?
If it's successful, right?
Yes, it's already it's done proven. It is it.
You bring the same production crew. You bring everything. So why? Yeah.
I wouldn't be trying to handicap it so the egos on my side, who's been here, feels better about themselves. That's not a good product. I want the competition if you're the network, because no matter what, the entertainment is the entertainment. Maybe they have a blueprint. Maybe you need to change some of your pieces out and get you a crew that can compete with the crew. Because one thing they did do is they made being an analyst like when they took out you can go straight out of high school, right? Before you needed a diploma. You needed a diploma to get those jobs. Now you don't. Your NBA resume straight, so you can go straight from the NBA there, no credentials, just your name. So it opened up. Now, you know, if you want to compete with them, you just got to figure out which personalities match theirs. And that's all it is. But I'm not gonna take on this entity to bench it. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I mean, that's, I think what the overwhelming theme is, the overarching theme is that they have a quality product, 21 Emmy Awards. They know what they're doing, so they're going to keep their production staff, keep their crew in theory. But we know if you're coming over, ESPN going to infuse some of their mojo into it.
I think you're old. You've been doing this for 35 years. You old and shit just changed on you. That's tough. It's tough, bro. Like,
but you're not doing anything different. That's why this confusion is. It's just like us.
They are.
We get to sit here and do this, but it's showed somewhere else. What the fuck do we do?
No. They're doing something different. He just said they shot a pilot.
They're trying to do something different. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to do something different, but them on ESPN, they're going to shoot from their studio. Their production team is going to do it. They're just sending it. Instead of sending it to TNT, they're sending it to ESPN. So instead of saying out on TNT, it's out on ESPN. Yeah, that's all.
But you think Stephen A. going to be a part of it? We're going to see some ESPN personality.
They said it's 1/3. They said we ain't going to be on TV like we used to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Tuesday, Thursday.
But that's what I'm saying. That's all that's happening to them, that instead of going Tuesday, Thursday, ESPN might be trying to create their own Tuesday, Thursday, and then use them for specialties, which, why?
Yeah, that's what
why? It's like, I'm Golden State, this is Kevin Durant, right? Yeah. This is Kevin Durant. If you're not going to use Kevin Durant as Kevin Durant, then what the fuck is the point of having him?
Right.
He's coming to win chips and finals MVP.
You should have just let them die over there. But if you're going to bring, you got to let them go.
Let them go.
Let them play. Let them do what they're going to do.
For real.
Shit, then you can add a Stephen A. Smith on there, put Ernie over here. Y'all got to, together, y'all got a dream team in a sense.
Real.
And y'all can mismatch and actually play with the lineups, because at some point, Charles is getting older.
Yeah.
Right? Charles is getting older, so he's going to have to be replaced. Ernie's getting a little bit older, but he's still got a couple more years. I don't know if, Charles wants to work that much, just from some of his interviews that he said before. So you got to mismatch a little bit to see what's the perfect formula to keep the show moving.
So we asked the chat, are you concerned for the future of Inside the NBA? 63% of the chat says yes, they are concerned. We concerned too, chat. We will see what happens. But in the meantime, in between time, you still have Gil's Arena presented by Underdog. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. We ain't going nowhere, and we do what we want to do on YouTube. Shout out to the good folks at Underdog for cutting the check. But we'd like to thank Cash App for sponsoring today's podcast. Download the Cash App today and use promo code ARENAS to let them know we sent you. Making money move should be easy, and that's why there's Cash App. It's fast, safe, and honestly, just way more personalized than other apps out there. No extra hoops to jump through, no extra stress. All of the tools are right there to help you cash in. Plus, sending money with Cash App actually feels safe. They look out for you. If something seems sketchy or they see you might be sending money to a potential scammer, they'll warn you and make you think twice before you hit send. Nobody wants to get got by scammers, Swaggy. You already know. They're going to make you think twice before you hit send. It's like having a personal bodyguard for your cash. You can even spice up your payments with custom text, stamps, and backgrounds. So for a limited time only, new Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code ARENAS in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. All right, let's shift it over.
Hey, man, that's dangerous.
What?
Penis.
You know your customized messages that you can do. Oh yeah, I fucking
Fuck.
relationship. Yeah, I send it out for the head, the good head that you gave me. Sending $50 because they can't
Knowledge.
change
They
can't change the message.
Do the knowledge. So think wisely.
Now you gotta send a message.
Yeah, you can't send the message. I just write the message for that good head.
The many benefits of using customized text. Don't be like Gil, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be like Gil.
No, it just lives on their thing. So like let's say like I lost some money or whatever, just anything. I just say if it's a woman for the good head, and then send it. So anytime they look at her, like let's say they got a dude and he goes through their shit, it's gonna say it.
Yeah.
You can't erase it. You can't change that shit. Hell no.
Ladies and gentlemen, be wise in your movements.
Send me a cash.
The internet lasts forever. The internet lasts forever.
Try to expose me, right?
You gonna expose yourself.
Gil always find a loophole and a way to take advantage of every product that supports this show, and that's why we appreciate him and the good folks at Cash App. So Olympic gold medalist Noah Lyles has been critical of basketball players calling themselves world champions in the past. That's how I felt, Kenyon. He went on the Funky Friday podcast with Cam Newton, provided some clarification as to why he went public with that controversial take. Lyles also expressed frustration with not getting a signature shoe from Adidas. Gil, you don't have that problem. While taking a shot at another Adidas athlete in the process.
2023, Adidas asked me to come out for a shoe signing. It didn't work because I was doing a fashion walk with Hugo Boss, and there's no way I was going to be able to make it back to be able to do that. Didn't show up. Then I had been discussing my own new contract with Adidas, and what I wanted to be in there was a shoe, because I said Anthony Edwards has a shoe, and I'm already a 6-time world champion, and I'm prophesying that I'm going to be the Olympic champion. I believe I've done enough to prove that my worth is, given a signature shoe, or at least having the conversation of it. They said that's not their department, yada, 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 dancing around the conversation. At the time, I was frustrated with them, still am, about how they didn't even want to have the conversation of it. And the point that I wanted to show America, leading off of that world champions of what, is this is the difference of how we track and field athletes are treated in the U.S.
So
we've come back with world championships, Olympic golds. We're seen by the world. They don't even want to entertain the conversation.
So Ant-Man got a shoe. I deserve a shoe. 6-time world champion.
How old is he?
Old enough to know better.
No, how
I'm pulling it up. 27 years old.
Oh, yeah,
27.
27, yeah.
27. Doo-doo.
So he don't think there's been track stars, Carl Lewis, Usain Bolt. He don't think Michael Johnson. He don't think there's been track stars before you that they've already did this data on. This is a business. This is not your accolades, right? Great athlete, nothing from him, but you're a track runner. We only see you win.
You got to be a fan of track.
There's no weekly
on
event.
Thursdays, motherfucker. Like you're not
doing no Usain Bolt shit.
No, what I'm saying, there's no
There's no inside the track show.
No, there's no weekly, there's no monthly leagues that somebody can follow to know what you're doing. We done seen more interviews from you than we seen you actually race.
Right.
You're racing once every 4 years, that's it. So someone creating a shoe around you, was it gonna be spikes? Who the fuck is buying spikes? Only track runners. I'm not just gonna buy this shit and walk around the mall. Nigga, like, you know what I mean? Don't be rude, but then you want probably what?
Fuck being rude as fact.
So then you don't want that because you know that doesn't sell. Then you will want probably a walking shoe that's not gonna identify with who you are.
A training shoe. You can get a
Training shoe.
Yeah, training
That's not what you run in.
You
don't run in that.
known for running.
You can.
You walk around in that, but you don't run in that. You do not run your race. So when I'm trying to sell your product, where is it at? How many football shoes is out there?
How many
Tom
Speedos?
Brady's
How many
there?
Speedos did Michael Phelps sell? The fucking goggles.
Y'all have
The fucking, like-
Usain Bolt had a shoe.
I actually have a pair of my notes.
Usain Bolt. That's because of Usain Bolt. though.
But
I got these Phelps.
They tried, but that's
You know what I'm saying?
I got these Phelps
tried
goggles.
They tried to give him a shoe, little walking shoe, but at the end of the day, when do we get to see you in it on a magazine? Because we can't see you running in it.
Shout out to
So
Deion
it's-
Sanders, Bo Jackson, though.
So it has nothing to do with
Cross trainer.
But I'm
For
saying
him,
football.
he should.
the cross trainer.
Cross
yeah.
trainer.
But he can run. But he can run. He can play football in those.
Yeah, because you can add spikes to him.
You can add spike. You can so he can play in those. So we won't know the difference on as a consumer because there's just spikes on the bottom. But it looks the same. Whatever shoe they create for you,
You know,
that's walking around, that's not going to look the same as your track
You don't
shoe.
have to do
So when you're winning awards, we don't see it. We don't see the shoe you're trying to sell us.
And Chad talking about other athletes, like they talk about Ken Griffey, talk about other athletes that have shoes, but I feel like, in no disrespect to no Lyles, they were
Thank you. Yeah, he can do it. You can do
Ken
it
Griffey
for him.
162 games
But
a year.
It's baseball. It's the oldest thing besides prostitution on the planet.
Now look at the Ken Griffey, but the Ken,
You can do a collab.
huh?
You can do a collab.
Not as
You need to
enjoyable.
do track
The great-
shoes to
no,
make
the-
a shoe for a person.
The Ken Griffeys were what again?
You could do multi-purpose. You could use the cross training.
Okay, so the structure of the shoe don't change for the consumer. So whatever I see him hit a motherfucking home run in and step on this, I can buy the same shoe.
But it's a baseball shoe,
Sure.
and you got
It don't
you got
matter.
2
It's all
million
about the
little league kids
personality.
playing
Not
baseball.
about
Yes, it is, because you got people that skateboard
got
that
middle
got
schools.
shoes.
Skateboard,
High
what
school.
shoes do you wear on a skateboard, dog?
It don't matter.
Skateboarding
It don't
shoes.
matter. You don't see no skateboarders and you still wear the goddamn shoe.
The P-Rods were nice.
I got the Niles, the
It's a
Niles,
walking
the
shoe.
Nigel Jordan.
It's a walking shoe for
Rappers got shoes. You can make a collab shoe for him if your name
The-
was big enough to
the-
make the shoe.
the-
You don't need to
like-
make no goddamn track shoe because he a track runner. They don't do that. It's skateboarder shoes that ain't skateboarders.
All right, let's try this one.
What are not? What are skateboarding shoes?
What is a skateboarder shoe?
Jordans.
What is a skateboarding shoe?
I'm just. What's
Huh?
a skateboarder?
What-
That's a
what is
skateboarder shoe?
What is a skateboarder?
Can a skateboarder wear that? Hold on. Can a skateboarder, is this a skateboarding shoe? So whoever the best skateboarder in the world, can he wear that? And when he wins on his skateboard, does the shoe
Travis
change?
Scott. Do he need a shoe to fucking?
Can he wear it just like that and be in his concert? Yes, right? He can be in his form, whatever he's
you
famous
saying like
for.
basketball players don't got shoes outside of basketball shoes? That don't make sense.
Who?
I just wore some Kobe Forces just now. Them. Rasheed Wallace. You acting like
wore in the
motherfuckers.
game.
Nigel got Jordans.
He wore the
Fours,
shoe
that's-
in the game. Are you
No,
even trying
but
to
you
understand?
just acting like you.
The person
I'm gonna
has
walk
to,
around with spiked shoes. It ain't really about the goddamn.
Yes, it is.
But it's who you are.
You got
No, it's not. You have to be in the place that we know you first. The skateboarders are wearing it during their skateboarding motherfucking
They
match.
can make some running shoes.
I'm
But
wearing.
they're not.
Travis Scott
That's
is
what I'm
wearing
saying.
it while
They
he's
gotta be who
rapping.
you are.
I'm rapping with the shoes on.
Hey, but for
So
fun-
I get Nick's point.
I'm
So
agreeing with
I
you.
get
I'm
Nick's
just- I'm
point.
agreeing with
They
you.
could make him a running
Yeah.
shoe without spikes, right?
Yeah.
People jog and run every single day.
You are.
They could, yes, but to your point, it's a business. He's not big enough.
That's
His
what
name
I'm
is
saying.
not big
I'm
enough
saying they could.
to sell those shoes, so they're not.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
therefore, like what you're saying,
Yeah.
yes, they could make him a everyday running shoe
Yeah.
without spikes, right? Because it's a running shoe,
Yeah.
right? There's a section for running at Nike.
Yeah.
So when do I
There's a
see him in
section-
it?
Huh?
When do I see him in
So
it?
that's the point I'm making.
That's
I'm
what we
saying
saying,
yes,
yeah.
both of y'all are right.
That's what I'm trying
No,
to
Yes,
Well,
both of y'all are right, Gil. Yes.
No, what I'm saying is I can't create
You could.
a running shoe for you as a track star
Yes, it's running.
because I don't see you running in it.
I hear yeah, they
So I don't
could.
see you in the profession.
I'm saying
that
I said
give
they
you.
could, but they're not.
So to add further context, so Noah Lyles says he wants his own signature sneaker from Adidas.
Yes,
he
he's
said,
on-
I want my own shoe. I want a sneaker. Ain't no money in spikes.
Of course.
So cool. So therefore, like,
So he
it
wants
could
a
be-
sneaker. Listen to what I'm saying.
I said you're right.
Everybody else, when you, they're in their job.
Yes.
When you see that shoe, right? Travis Scott, he's going to be on stage performing in front of the world. Bo Jackson, he's running on the field with those shoes, right? Anybody else? So when you say, all right, you want a running shoe.
Yes.
About popularity.
The question becomes, when are you going to win any races in this shoe?
Well, that's the
you're
plan.
just walking around in them.
Well, that's the plan. So the same shoe that. So I said I agree with you. Yes, Gil. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah,
What
I
you're
agree with
saying.
you too.
What
That's
you're
what-
saying. Yes. The actual shoe that they could create.
Yeah.
Right. Just take your Agent Zero. Right. Your actual basket, the shoe that you played in. Right. Just take the Jordans that the football players played in, the 11s. They just fucking put
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
cleats on it. That's it. Right? It's still the Jordan. It still would be the Agent Zeros.
With cleats.
They just put fucking cleats on it. It's still your shoe.
I'm just saying,
It could be a running shoe that they just put spikes on, track spikes on.
Yep.
That's it. I'm saying it could be an everyday
running shoe.
gazelle.
Yep.
What just said if they take the gazelle, right? And put spikes on the bitch and told him to go run in it.
Yeah.
Right? Now that's the Noah Lyles, whatever the fuck the boy name is, spikes.
No allows.
Right? It's the same thing. Like,
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying, you gotta
they
be
just not because his
popular.
name is not
Yeah.
big enough for people to go out and be like,
Yep.
give me them Noah Lyles. Right? That's just the
That
nature of
sound
it.
right.
Because your point is we only see you every 4 years. So when the Olympic comes around, if it was smart marketing, they would do it then, right?
Like-
The World Championships leading up to, he's racing every year leading up to the Olympics, right? So the World Championships, I'm starting the campaign.
Yep.
If he makes it, then we come out with the gazelles with the spikes on it and let him go running the motherfuckers. And now we expect him to go, if he wins gold, that the sales of this shoe that they didn't put these spikes on is gonna fucking sell. That would be the hope. Not to say that he's gonna do it,
Same thing.
and we know a shoe work.
We do
So
know
what?
She has a shoe?
With Nike, she
has
got
a
a little
signature?
running shoe. She
She has her signature.
You act like you just got to be seen doing what that thing. He could be walking the street,
about
paparazzi
this?
seeing with the shoes on. People gonna want it.
Then why the fuck haven't they done it yet?
Cause I said he's not popular enough.
Okay, how about the ones that were popular enough?
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt has a shoe with
Sakari is whatever her name is.
What's her shoe? And how's it
He was
going?
just on Nike every commercial. What the fuck?
That's gear and shit like
So-
that.
But I'm just saying, they can do that.
It's just-
he
it's just
wants
running
a
gear.
signature
Yes,
shoe.
he's not
But
gonna
we
get it.
saying
A
he's not popular
sneaker.
enough.
Yeah.
He's not
He
popular.
wants something with his name on it.
We'll
he's not
take
gonna
his
get it.
sneaker and put his signature on it. You got a signature.
If he wants something with his name on it,
He,
he's not gonna
wants,
have
he
it.
don't want a spike shoe. He
Yeah.
wants a walking
He want a
signature
shoe, yeah.
sneaker.
He want a shoe.
So
what it is.
Next
So-
question for y'all: was it necessary for Lyles to throw Ant-Man's name in that interview?
Why?
Does that feel like-
with basketball?
Does that feel like a little hate?
Yeah.
I mean,
Somebody took his work or something. He just hate basketball, man.
Yeah, it's
world champions of
Bruh.
what?
yeah.
Never throw shots at football, just straight.
Because it's
What has he won?
yeah.
What does he need to win to sell a shoe for?
Kids buying it.
See, see, that's what I said. I think sometimes they, like someone like him doesn't understand that your accolades, what you have done in your profession, has no merit to sales.
Yeah.
Who you are as a person,
Yeah, that's it.
can the kids,
Yeah.
do they like you? Right? Can they relate to you? That's what sells product.
And your personal feelings
Yes.
coming out
Yeah.
against Anthony
Right,
Edwards.
so
Like,
you're
why the
saying-
fuck he got a shoe? I can get one. Like that's,
Yeah.
that's that.
If you want to know why he has a shoe, how about this? We take both of y'all and then send y'all in the same room. Send you to the mall.
Send you to the mall.
Send you to the football
No,
game.
send you to the mall.
Send you out of the country.
Send him to the mall, for
I
real.
guarantee you will see why he sells shoes.
Y'all go to China and get off the airport.
And I hope they
go
film that and send a video.
But it has not. I mean, it's just
You're in China together.
there's no fault. Just the sport you pick. I mean, no one knows where the Diamond League is. No one knows where your league is. We can't see you running every week, right? So we can't
Unless we go
follow
look
you,
for it. Unless we go look for it.
right? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's not available for you to just run across the screen. Ant-Man, we can turn on the TV and he can dunk on the motherfucker and boom, we see the motherfucker shoot. Bam! I want it. I want to jump like that.
He can also dunk on Ice-T like he did in one of those promos, and you'll want the shoe.
It's just,
He
it's
might
just one
get
of
it.
those. It's just a sport that he's in that just doesn't, right? I know selling
Well,
there's nothing you can sell to the consumer. Wristband, headband, I don't fucking know.
Well, maybe you should go try to get him a fingernail polish deal because obviously he into it. So,
shout out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this ain't got nothing to do with.
Come on,
We don't.
stop.
No. What I'm saying, Jerry McCain.
he got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a relationship with another. Do a collab with him and his girlfriend.
Like, dude, I'm just saying.
Like, think outside the box.
Yeah. Well,
That's all it is. Like, I mean, I listen. The frustration, I get it, right? Because you're in a sport where your regular self, you can't sell that to everyday customers, right? Can't sell the shirt, can't sell your drawers, whatever y'all wear, right? The cliques, there's nothing for you. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things is you can collab with folks, but you want your own, right? You want to be different. You are the American runner. You are the fastest man in the world. So you have to figure out how to sell something.
Yeah, it's too much
That's
negative.
I don't know if it's accurate, but I'm finna just throw it out there. You can look it up if to help me out, Josiah. Did Lance Armstrong have like a bike specifically that was like, that's that Lance Armstrong? Did Michael Phelps have tights or Speedos or goggles or anything just, I want that, right? I don't know off top, but I'm just, guys
Had their own
line of whatever what they were great at, right?
Yeah, I know.
So this is
Skateboarders, skateboard, Tony Hawk's.
Yeah, all of those things, yes, but it's
like P-Rock with his shoes.
Tony Hawk video game, remember that?
Yeah, the video game, but he had a skateboard. Right? I'm pretty because that's a big thing
Mike
amongst
Tyson,
kids. You can go buy. I don't.
Like he's better off
It's about
asking Adidas
personality.
and teaming up with Adidas and creating something that is gonna be. You're not gonna benefit from it directly, but the next generation will, and that's who's gonna get the things that you're fighting for. Create a league. You and Adidas try to create a league that the American public can follow in real time, right? If we only know you for Olympics, every 4 years you pop up, you're there for a weekend, and then we don't see you no more, you're never gonna be who you think you are.
Yeah.
Right? You need something where we can track you guys all the fucking time.
Year by
you need
year.
to create some league that's really established, that has races throughout the month.
They have the Diamond League, but
Yeah, I know the Diamond League.
but-
What
Exactly.
channel is it on? How
How
about this? How often does he race a month?
Yeah, and then you might look up a random Saturday in fucking April and it's a track meet on, and you're like, oh, this
shit, yeah.
But then the commercial comes on, and if it'd be the 1500K, whatever the fuck shit is, you're gonna turn it.
Yes.
Right? You're not finna sit there and just watch a random track meet that you have no
You don't know.
horse in the. I'm saying, like you're saying you're not.
He got to do it.
I've seen this. The high school kid, I've seen him more on TV running races as a high school kid who was in the Olympics. I've seen him more than I've seen Noah Lyles racing outside of just the Olympics.
But to
I don't
his
know.
credit, he do more than just racing though. Like he be at events and shit. Like he was at the Met Gala. He do stuff.
Did he run around that motherfucker?
But he dressed up. For,
Did he
gotta
speed?
see,
Did he run through that motherfucker? Did he have a camera behind him running, motherfucker? That don't. Who cares?
So,
Shit,
Like,
the
did he-
fashion world, that's big. Though.
So we asked the chat-
Shit, did he wear his goddamn USA track?
I seen him at the mall.
Yeah, like the fuck. Like,
he
I'm pretty
does
sure,
do
nigga.
so we asked the chat, should Noah Lyles have a signature
He
shoe?
dropped the ball a lot.
74% of the chat said no, but let's talk about Ant-Man, who was mentioned in that interview.
Like shit.
So Anthony Edwards, obviously his season recently ended. In Wolves exit interviews, team president Tim Connolly had high praise for his 23-year-old superstar.
What do you see as like the best identity of an Ant-led team moving forward?
I think competitiveness, toughness. I know it sounds cheesy and cliche-ish, but that's who he is. I think the greatest thing that the compliment give Anthony right now is just how much he's won at such a young age, especially coming into a team that hadn't enjoyed much success in the years prior and get the number one overall pick. Two-way players, certainly. I think the strides he made this year obviously beyond the arc, the ability to more quickly read different defensive situations. I mean, the sky's the limit. We think he's one of the best players of all time. We think he's on that track. This summer will be even more challenging for him as we raise the bar, not just personally, but collectively as a team.
So Tim Connolly said, we think he's going to be one of the best players of all time, 23 years old, 5 years in the season, second team All-NBA this season. Is Tim Connolly spitting or tripping by saying Ant is going to be an all-time great?
I think so. Is on his way. It's 23. Got a lot more games to play. You just got to figure it out. Have a good summer. Watch off the court stuff. Stay in the gym and win. Really, just got to win.
Yeah, back-to-back conference finals appearances. Obviously, he has not been able to get to the finals yet, but very impressive so early in his career.
Yeah.
So, Ken, do you think Ant-Man is going to be an all-time great when it's all said and done?
Don't know. 23, bro. Like, got off to a good start.
Yeah. So, but from what you've seen so far, is he trending in that direction?
What are we like individual accolades or like what are we basing this on? I don't know. Like has he come in and made a name for himself and has changed the trajectory of the Minnesota Timberwolves franchise for the future? Yes. To all-time greats, I'm not into putting that on people or giving people even to start to think that way. He's competitive. He does things within the game that a lot of people can't do. But all-time great talk, I tend not to partake in those conversations because it's a lot of variables.
Is that putting too much pressure on him as a 23-year-old to even start that conversation or put his?
That's fine if those the words that Tim chose to use in his dialogue with the media, then great. I wouldn't have done it. I would have chose other words that probably was same meaning, but I would have chose a different way to word those to avoid that question. But good basketball player. But like I said the other day, it's just my thought process is, like I said the other day, it has nothing to do with everything that he said. As far as shooting and three, it has nothing to do with that.
Good, you know Tim Connolly's been around the league a long time.
Yeah, he's my ball boy.
He was your ball boy.
Very smart dude. Hey, when you say all-time great, what number is that?
That's
1 through what?
That's what I was going to ask you. What does that even mean? Do you think top 5, top 10? It feels very vague saying an all-time great, but just name them.
Top 70. Is top 75 all-time great? Top 100 all-time great?
You consider everybody in that top 75 to be all-time great.
You would have to be.
And then top 100,
Because they're putting you on the 75 greatest basketball players of all time.
I mean, that's why I said depending on what we're talking about.
By the time we're doing another list, I don't know. So
top 100. By the time they do the top 100, I'm how he started off, 4 years now, done made the playoff every single year. His winning percentage is there. His individual accolade is there. So, yeah, he's in that lane to be a top 100, player of all time, of course. And then from there is just keep building. But I think sometimes the problem becomes when you compare them to the greats, I think what people tend to do is you compare the person at 23 to the person where you remember them the most, right? So when people say, oh, he reminds me of Jordan, all you're thinking is 6 rings Jordan. That's all you can think of. You're not thinking about the age where they're comparing. He reminds me of Jordan. This might be the age, 23, right? So I think sometimes when people throw out certain names, no one ever asks the question, which years? Right? Because if you just say, oh, he reminds me of Kobe, everybody's going to think 81. They're going to be thinking the greatness of it, not the beginning of the person. Right? And that's why I say I always go with age. If this is a great list and these are the guys who made it, where does he line up? Is he on the same road? Is he behind? Is he in front? Right? If he's in the pack, he still has time. If he's behind, he still has time. He's in front. Keep running.
You do age and not years of service, like years played?
Yeah, I do age. Because what ends up happening now is...
See, because it's unfair to Jordan. Then.
Yeah, but I say Jordan came in at 20.
I'm saying because Anthony Edwards came in at 19.
Yeah.
This dude, Jordan, came in at 22.
Yeah.
21, about to be 22. So it's like at 22, this is where he is now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
That Michael Jordan came into the fucking NBA terrorizing these motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if we're comparing him where Jordan is at 23, where are you?
He ain't even on the fucking
yeah,
cabinet.
not even on the
It ain't even
cabinet.
close.
Huh?
It ain't even close.
Jordan.
Who?
Hey, man.
Jordan averaged 35.
He averaged 35, boy.
And
Yeah, you
where he win at? He never,
now you want to
So who won? Where does Anthony Edwards win?
He went further.
What has he won, though, Nick?
You're trying to take an individual versus a team.
What has he won?
MJ averaged 37.1.
He averaged 37.
He averaged 30.
At the same
boy,
age.
Finished second
in
MVP
college.
voting.
he was second MVP
No,
voting.
the same age in the NBA.
But if you want to do that year, and he's 19 in the NBA and one is
Yeah,
in
but I'm
college,
saying-
21 is in college, 21 one is in college.
Yeah, 23.
But now they were talking about the same 23-year-old.
You can't just
So
say,
all
oh, I'm
those-
averaging 27, I mean 37, but you're not winning. I don't give a
I'm
fuck.
saying at the same age.
He's not
Where
winning.
is he compared to?
Neither is he.
But you're not
Where
winning.
is he compared to Magic Johnson at that age? Where is he compared to?
We want to know Magic was in college.
Magic, no, he came in at 19.
No, he went to Michigan.
Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State. For what, 3 years? They had to go to school for 3 years then.
So again, Magic Johnson came in out at 19. All right.
He did?
so-
He only went
Magic
1 year.
Johnson came in at a 19.
You should know
Okay.
that old shit.
Yeah, so Magic Johnson came in at 19.
You should know that old shit.
So when you're talking about 23, right, you got 23, you compare. So I compare him where if we're going to say top 5 or top 10, I go by age, right? Even if some of them came in, that means they had to work quicker, right? He has more, he has more leeway.
Of course.
So, it's like, all right, he's in this mix, cool.
I dig it.
He's in this mix, cool.
So Magic came out of college at 19, was 20 when he started playing in the NBA. Give us one.
So your old ass is wrong with you.
But like, yeah, I just
Everybody didn't come out motherfucking 23 years old.
I didn't know that shit. I thought you had mandatory. No. Go to the Army, then come play.
No, Army, nigga, that was a couple years before.
Had to go to the Army.
David Robinson did right there.
Dave Robinson on the
Yeah,
other
about
side, 2 years of naval service,
that was a personal choice.
defending his country,
For real.
having to get
Yeah,
buckets
yeah,
overseas.
like that's why I said
No, wait.
The big
David
motherfucker
Robinson
didn't go
wanted
for
to
the. He didn't
Army?
go to the Marines and no shit.
He went to the Navy.
He went to the Navy, boy. That big ass target.
But wait. He
Boy, they would
wanted to
have
do
turned
that.
his ass away.
Damn.
Don't want to fight on the front line. Nah, you ain't gonna be able to do
Okay, I
that,
know what you're
man.
talking
But that's why I said, that's why I said, when they named the trophy after Magic, people got to understand how important Magic was. When the merger come, he is the youngest draftee that they've ever had. Like when the leagues got together, he is the NBA's first child. He is the baby of the NBA. Fuck all that 60. He is the baby. Fuck all the people who came out of high school before him. When the NBA became everything, he is the baby of it.
Okay.
Ant-Man
He was the
currently-
face, the endorser of it, the 19-year-old nigga with the
How
smile.
long did Bird go to college for?
I think
3 years.
three
3
years.
years. That's what I thought.
He came in 21, turned 22.
So Ant, 18 and 23 career playoff record, like we mentioned, back-to-back conference finals.
18 what?
18 and 23 in his career in the postseason. But back-to-back conference finals appearance. So as Connolly mentioned, we saw Ant make an effort to expand his game and make himself a huge threat from three-point range. He shot a career-high 39.5% from distance, led the league with 320 made threes on the season. What's the next thing you want to see Ant-Man add to his game?
It might be too outdated. I wouldn't see why, but post-up game, mid-post.
Say that.
A place where you can see the double coming and you still got your dribble, right? That's still a
his
key
dribble?
important to being a dominant scorer, right? Where you can catch the ball somewhere close enough to be a threat, and you can see the double without already having the ball in motion, right?
Quick moves.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like, you see the double coming, he can't see it. It's just, there needs to be a place where he can do damage without tiring himself out, right? So when you think about top tier elite scorers, when you talk about Jordans, when you talk about Kobe's, when you talk about these guys, even the Birds, right? Allen Iverson's, they played in the ISO realm too. Like as much as Allen Iverson ran around the court and you had to chase that motherfucker, he ISO'd your ass a little bit too, right? So you have to have these different realms of being a scorer, right? Even, when you talk about Kawhi ISOs you. He posts you up. He's gonna face you up and do all that. So I think he needs to implement a little bit of that because all it is the same moves just in a smaller spot.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you feel like Ant needs to add to his game to take that next step?
Playing without the ball, playing off the ball. Because once there's a blueprint, not during the regular season, but during the playoffs, that teams realize they could frustrate you and get you not to be aggressive, then that's what they're going to do. So he has to learn how to play off the ball. Catch a lot of catch and shoots, moving, putting guys in situations where they relax, back doors, different things like that. He's a lob threat, like just different things, man. You got to be able to play off the ball if I'm him. So,
do the Wolves need to upgrade at the point guard position to make that a more realistic?
Yeah, they got to get the ball out of his hand.
They got a young guard that's a problem because he's a natural scorer, got a quick shot, can shoot the ball. So, I'm
talking Dilly.
Yeah. Rob. And it's just, it's one of those things, man, where you're 23, you can use it as 23, or you can say, man, fuck the age. I want to get better today. And if that's the case, moving out the ball, you better call that Wardell, nigga. You better go call Wardell.
Yeah, who I think was influential on taking more threes.
And say, hey, I don't give a fuck where you at. I'm staying with you. Right? I'm coming. I can sleep in a guest house, and I want to train with you this summer. Because as great as Curry is with the ball, he's just as dangerous without it. And a lot of people don't understand that part of his game, where when he gives it up and he's running around and he's cutting, he's backdooring, he's slashing, he becomes a full offensive threat. And that's what Ant-Man needs when he says move without the ball.
And he has something that Steph don't. You can throw that bitch up to the rim, right? So that's
So
that's the difference. So he has that element where he can catch and shoot, catch and post you up, catch and ISO you. Now it's a catch certain plays. Now it's a fucking lob threat. So it's all of those things playing with off the ball that he can utilize, and I think it'll
just
fucking help
imagine him doing the Steph split, boom, backdooring. Yeah. Who is ready for?
But that's the offense too.
I know, but who's ready for me setting the pick and then backdooring, and now my jumping abilities right here, right? You don't see it coming.
Who's making that pass for them?
No, I say that's why they got it.
That's what I'm saying. You need
to go for.
Thank you. Randall,
shot clock.
Julius ain't doing that shit. See, that's a lot of that offense.
Oh man,
Heroes have no sense.
But I mean, Conley's over there. He was with us with the Wizards the whole time, so he knows the offense like the back of his hand. Same shit he had in Denver. He was in Denver first. That got, that group together. Now he's over here, so.
They ain't got no pass.
I know you ain't got no passer like that.
But safe to say he knows what he's doing.
Who that?
Tim Connolly.
No, Tim knows his stuff, man. I've been around Tim. He knows his stuff. He'll look at that roster and he'll do what he has to and try to implement certain things and getting the young guy Rob into the lineup, I think it'd be key for them moving forward. Got Bones Highland over there who's a scorer, right? You can implement him.
Bones.
Yeah, so
I
don't get why they didn't use them.
Like,
is there real? I don't know.
What's up?
But when you down 3-1, you would consider that desperation, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now I got a lineup that these motherfuckers done took apart, right? At some point, where does it say, you know what? We done watched every movie in America. They always put a motherfucker in nobody know about, and he go in there, change the game.
They tried that. The game they won, right, with that young fella.
Yeah, it's like, yo, Rob, boom.
Throw both of them in.
Go in, play hard, do what you guys do. Y'all got fucking 7 minutes.
Yeah,
Show me something.
They should have tried
Let
that.
these two, they don't have a game plan for these two out there.
And the other young boy they put
That's
in.
when they put him in, they won, right? That's
Like
that's the game they
yeah,
won,
like
right?
people don't understand there's always someone on your bench that they haven't scouted that you can throw in. That's where players like Ginobili, Barrera, these guys came in that it's hard to scout them. They're unpredictable. And all they need is 2-3 plays to make a coach called timeout, change his whole defense up.
TJ McConnell.
Huh?
TJ McConnell.
Yep.
You're not game planning for him. He'll come out that motherfucker and score 9 and a quarter on your ass.
Yep. Now you got to switch high.
Yeah. So it's yes. Like, so this is what Gil is saying and what we are saying. Like, you have to coach, man, each game, each series, each situation, each fucking half of a playoff match different. Each quarter is different. Each half is different. Each game is different. So you gotta treat it as such. You can't come into this shit with, I'm stuck in my ways and I'm gonna do it this way. You're gonna fucking lose. Mm-hmm. Unless you got fucking Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant over that motherfucker, you can throw that bitch out there and no matter what nobody else does, you ain't got a chance. Or you can throw, just if you don't have certain, you got to coach, man. You have players over there that other teams not expecting to go out there motherfucking play, man, and throw them out there. Give them opportunity, man. They NBA players for a reason.
They said a quick.
I did not know they had bones.
3 minutes, 5 minutes changing the series. Like we seen it in Indiana.
Because he ain't played, that's all he got for you.
That's just the Indiana we see.
Hey, he ain't played, that's all he got for you. Because motherfucking win. So, hey, he gonna give it all 5 minutes of this shit. Hey, build that motherfucking mouth gonna be white. Hey.
Yeah, Bone signed a 2-way contract with the Wolves back in February.
That's what I said, you got 2 dudes with quick triggers.
I'm about to say, well,
And he destroyed the G League when they
cut
sent
for the
him down
Clippers
there.
or they traded him?
Got traded, I believe, to the Hawks. Released him, and he ended up.
And the Hawks didn't use him?
It's a cold game. So before we move on, earlier in the show, we showed Kenyon's partner pack. It was not accurate, so we were showing the updated partner pack to reflect Kenyon's accurate picks for game one.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Change the goddamn.
God damn.
Shit! Oh, he didn't make us do anything. We did this out of respect.
No, it's just like somebody put words in his mouth, right?
Oh, sure. SGA lower 33.5 points. Tyrese Halliburton, also known as the Halliban, higher 8.5 assists. Chet Holmgren, lower 27.5 points, rebounds and assists. Pascal Siakam, lower 32.5 points, rebounds and assists. And Isaiah Hartenstein, also known as Harkenstein here in the arena.
Thank y'all for fixing that.
So if you add this partner pack, you can win nearly 10 times your bread on the Underdog.
12. You might as well.
Or near 12, excuse me.
Almost.
11.5.
You like to round up.
I said 10. I messed up good. Host mess up too. We're nearly 12 times your bread on the Underdog app.
Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, I appreciate y'all fixing that, man. Yeah, it's like somebody saying I said something. Like, nah, didn't say that.
Okay,
it was on camera. Now you can go look at it.
Ask Chef, they're riding or fading. 64% of the chat currently riding with this partner pack. As a reminder,
Appreciate you.
Go to Underdog app if you want to ride with Ken's partner pack.
Some good picks, I think.
Let's go get it. Let's get some bread.
Yeah, because that 33 and a half, like he picked the dude to score 34. I was like, yeah, that's first finals game. I get here at home, all that, but that's listen.
It feels like
defensive.
It's going to be a lower scoring game in the series.
No, I don't think it's that, but
game one. But
game one.
That's what I'm saying. These guys, a lot of these guys never played in the finals before. Have to do it in Oklahoma City.
I don't know if it's gonna be there, but I think they bring extra lights in. Cause my first finals game, I went out that motherfucker. I was like, it wasn't like this during regular season. We're bringing extra lights. They gotta add extra lighting in the motherfucking arena, man. Cause as we stepped out in that Staples Center, Florida, I was like, yo, just played here a couple months ago.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show because I'm curious to get a little bit more insight of what the experience is like playing in the NBA Finals. But before we move on, we asked the chat, will Anthony Edwards be an all-time great? 69% of the chat believes that Anthony Edwards will be an all-time great in Adam Silver's National Basketball Association. So let's keep this thing moving. We talked about Luka pulling up to the Mind the Game pod a little bit yesterday, but I want to talk about an important conversation they had on the show. So LeBron told Steve Nash how he grew up learning to hoop without formal trainers and when he thinks an appropriate time to start working with them is.
I didn't have a basketball trainer until second, third, maybe fourth year in the NBA.
Right.
Like my basketball training was just being on the court. Let's just go hoop.
Yeah.
Let's go hoop. Let's
100%.
5-on-5 or 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. Like a game that we played, when I was growing up, was called 33 or 21.
Yeah.
Basically, it's one man for himself, and you could be guarded by all your friends. And if I score, I go to the free throw line, I shoot 2 free throws, and I get it back. And that's how a lot of creation started with me, being able to dribble around 3 or 4 guys, going behind the back, being able to shoot, getting physical with your friends, so yeah, it's just, it definitely helped me out a lot.
This nigga on bullshit.
So we heard what LeBron had to say about using trainers. Also talk about just how, people don't go out and play on the playground anymore. And that's a key element in strengthening your game, learning how to do stuff, trial and error, and just figuring it out. But in your guys' opinion, are trainers overused in today's basketball culture?
Yes, especially amongst children.
What?
Right. It's watered down. It's an easy way to bamboozle people out of money that don't know what the fuck they doing, looking at, right? You go to 24-hour fitnesses, LA fitnesses, Wise, rec centers, parks. You see trainers and kids, and they charging these people $50 to $100 an hour to train their kids. And there be multiple kids out there, and they kid ain't gonna make their fucking junior high basketball team.
That's fucked up.
So-
That's why they out there. I
They
mean, as a
limited.
kid-
Nick, listen, dog. You know,
I
some
know
of
what
these
you're
shits
talking
is
about.
limited.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Trainers on bull. But I'm talking about as a kid, I used to play. We had like set days for each park. I played at this park on Monday, this park on Tuesday, this park on Wednesday.
No, dead ass.
No, stop. Bitch.
No, dead ass. We
That's
played
what I'm talking about. We played. I played
basketball.
Yeah,
These kids don't play
We don't
basketball.
play basketball.
They
like
just-
it
they
didn't matter if it was
train all day.
outside. It was outside, inside, and shit. So
I was just
Going
telling
to
my wife
Venice
this the other
Beach.
day.
yeah, like
I was telling my wife this other day about my 7-year-old. Like this is what he does every day at school. He plays basketball with his friends every single day at school. Mornings at lunch, whenever he can get his hands on the ball, they always playing outside. And like this is more important than training.
Facts.
Because he's using his little creative mind at 7 years old
trying to do
to
shit.
do things, get around his friends. He's being creative. So to put him in so we tried it, right? And he didn't he struggled at it because he wasn't sure about himself. So it's a lot of that going on, and you can break a child's confidence trying to get them to do certain things before they physically can do them. And they shooting the ball a certain way, they can't get it up to the rim. That's why LaMelo Ball took him forever to change his shot, and all them, they shooting that bitch from over here. And
Jello's the only one who has a good.
Yeah,
good
he was bigger than all. He was bigger than him.
He's strong.
He was
so-
bigger than the other two. So that's why LaMelo was shooting the ball the way he was. Cause he
was little.
Trying to shoot, they got to shoot that bitch from half court. Got to get. So they're fucking him up early, right? Bad habits and things. So yes, fuck trainers for kids before a certain age.
Overarching thing.
Absolutely, before a certain age, absolutely.
Should there be a balance though? I think too often.
Listen, at the end of the day, you have to play basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Training is not basketball.
No.
Right? That has nothing to do with basketball. So you got all the moves in the world, don't know how to play basketball. You put 5-on-5, you don't know what the fuck to do. Man. You don't know where to go. You don't know nothing. You just got everybody just sitting at the top waiting for it's their turn to do their move that the coach done taught them.
And one basketball.
And one basketball. But even in one basketball, knew how to play basketball.
Some of them.
I used to try that
Some
shit.
of them did.
That's why.
Some of them niggas went to training camp and got first cut. Like, oh shit.
But-
Nigga dumb.
That's
Dribble the hell out of it.
That's when you get better. Watching that, then trying to do the shit at the park.
but you gotta think
then
about
you
it.
know how to
Think about it.
dump it down. You know how to dumb it down.
You
Yeah,
start playing
try it.
basketball first.
yeah, yeah.
But you try it.
But you try some of it when you watch it.
Yeah, because you
It's
already been
exciting.
playing basketball.
Yeah.
Right. You
I
playing
have-
basketball every day, then you see these dudes,
Yep.
now you go play 21, 25,
Yep.
whatever it is y'all playing, y'all respect their pick up like,
real.
hit him with this
Yep.
shit, right? Bitch go out of bounds the first time,
Yep.
you gonna try it, but you know how to play all
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I did that bullshit where I got an N1 and I did this move,
Yeah,
right?
man.
Touch it like this, and
Yeah.
do one of those. Nigga took that shit with ducked that bitch. Like, man, this shit don't work, man.
Right,
Or
get
get
mad.
back
Stop
to my
doing
motherfucking
this.
You know how
regular
many
move.
niggas got beat up throwing the ball off a nigga's
Oh.
face? Boom, bitch. Listen, dog, it's
Trying
trying that N1 shit, this real game, dog. Like, but no, so you know how to play basketball first, and then it's like the training shit comes when you got a foundation of this is okay. He's athletic, he can do this, he can't do this, he's gonna be this, he ain't gonna be like it's.
It has to be dialed in for every individual person. So when you're talking about, I got a group of 6 kids and we're gonna drill them the same. No. Listen, all 6 have different mechanics. So if I'm teaching an in and out crossover, right? Make sure for your trainers out there, film all of them, right? Make sure they go through it 10 times each. So now you understand, like, all right, the way your arm is, you might have to fake it into, like, you're shifty with it. Like, they're all moving different at a different speed. So the move has to be tailor-made for how they use it, right? They all use the move differently, right? And then you still got to play it out to see how it works against other people, right? You have to play basketball. So if I say, spend money on a trainer, or drop his ass off at the park all day. Drop his ass off at the park all day.
Absolutely.
Because now, like, when I was learning how to play basketball, it was adult league and at the park, right? Now imagine you a young dude and grown-ups came there 6 a.m. I know one thing you're not gonna do, touch the fucking ball. Yeah. You better not shoot that bitch motherfucker that woke up at 6 o'clock and there's 8 nexus, right? There's 8 nexus. So now my first introduction to basketball is fucking run around, set screens, dive on the floor, offensive rebound. If I got offensive rebound, if I can't put it back up, pass the bitch back to the.
Just happy to play, be able to play with
you
you,
just
old
happy to
mama.
be out there, run full court. Like it became one of those. So, from the ages of like 11 to 13, I never really got to grab the ball and shoot. Most of everything was run full, set it. Just
unless you was playing with your age group.
Yeah, unless I was playing my age. Now when I go back to my age group, I have more shit with me.
Yep.
Right? Oh, that's they go play with the adults. Yeah. Get the ball over here.
And I've seen. We talking about this trainer thing.
When did you get your first trainer?
First trainer?
Like first trainer, yeah. When
my first. Okay, well,
I didn't get no trainer until
I still haven't.
Like I got it.
I'm trying to say.
I used a shooting coach for a weekend, Dave Hopler.
Yeah.
Like every time I see
shout out
Dave,
Dave Hopler.
I'll say, "Yo, can you shoot with me to change my shot to work on my shot?"
Like, did you have a
They gave me like
trainer
3
growing up?
warm-up drills.
Yeah. So
But other than that, it was all I did was got the NBA jam tapes that they had back in the day. I got those and then just wrote down the moves.
Pistol P, homework basketball.
Everything
I just wrote the move down and then just worked them shits all morning.
So, no, I didn't see trainers, NBA trainers, right? There's train NBA guys. Not correct. Like you're a training guy trying to help guys get better. Trying to get drafted. They going eventually go to a pre-draft workout for teams, this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting in the gym, KJ's in there, he's working out. If I see something and I can correct KJ in real time, I'm gonna do it, or afterwards I'm gonna do it, right? So this is daily. They're in there working out, man, and I'm just watching them not correct this kid's behavior, right? Just like, that ain't go, that's not.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
I'm just watching it day in, day out, dog.
Coach was just.
NBA person I know come in, we watching the same workout, and he leaned over to me like, the fuck is this kid doing? I said, and my exact words, he been doing it every day and they ain't said nothing to him. It ain't my job, right? I could correct it because I know, I see but it ain't, you're not paying me.
Yeah.
This is not my job for me to sit there and be like, hey man, like that's not gonna fucking go. And that's what I wanted to tell him. But I'm in there to help my son get better, right? I'm there I want you to train him, work on, because I don't know the two ball, I don't know none of that shit that y'all gonna help him with. But I know how to help him get better at basketball. This is what you can skill shit, shooting out, cool. Basketball, I got that. And that's what I'm like, so it's beyond just the little kids that getting a disservice. It's the NBA players are getting a disservice as well with these bad habits that's being created and not being corrected in real time. Right? I'm not gonna watch you do something fucked up once and me not, hey, no, that ain't, hey. Or me watch it one time and see if you're gonna do the shit again, and then it's a habit. Like, no, we not, hey, bro, hey, terrible fucking shot. Get that out your game. Ain't no coach gonna let you do that shit. You're a rookie. But so it's none of that going on with these trainers and different things like that because they're collecting a check. And they don't want that check to stop because your feelings gonna be hurt. Therefore, you'll go find another trainer and then they're gonna speak bad about you because you corrected that bad behavior that they had. Other than you going that motherfucker tell the trainer, yeah, he corrected some shit that I was doing and I didn't like it.
Right. But 95% of trainers, I mean, probably a little bit higher, but you know, for the most part, majority of the trainers now are the moves they're teaching, they didn't even do, right? The game that they're teaching, they didn't even have it.
I hate that.
Right? This wasn't even your game, right? You're not an expert at that. Like, if I want to learn dribbling and the art of dribbling, my coach better had been him at dribbling. Right? Ray for Alston, Sham God. Yo, y'all, this is what you did for a living. Even if you didn't make it to an elite level, you knew how to move feet, shift feet, so your vision is a little bit different. Same thing with a shooter, same thing with some guy who just had natural ability. Your trainer can't say, all right, this Kyrie move, this how you do it, and then y'all go out there do it. Because the problem is, Kyrie has done it. Before he done showed it in the game, he's done it hundreds of times with a coach defending it. So he knows what he's feeling for before he moves the other way. Y'all are just doing it 1-on-0. 1-on-0, because you never applied the move to know how it really works, to see if it's actually usable. Because there's moves that are usable at the top of the key, moves that are baseline moves that are sideline moves, some moves that are just fast break moves. You're coming in real time, pop, pop, and go, right?
Yeah, but you need to, if you like that type of stuff, I say you keep doing it if you do it in reps. Like,
but some moves, like I seen somebody do I think it was Alexi. They did a move that didn't make sense to how defense is playing you. Right, you going up this way to come back this way to spin like that. You out of bounds.
But I have a like for me, I have a
you have certain moves in certain areas.
At night, like we'll just go in the gym and just do crazy like creativity shit, just try shit that like certain times. And I know I ain't gonna do this in the game, but just in case I have to use it,
but that's what I'm saying. You still have to apply it. Like,
you still have to.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And I go below the free throw line. Normally, this person is supposed to jump here.
Yeah.
Right? He's supposed to and push me baseline. Right? I'm not gonna be doing a whole bunch of moves that got me going this motherfucking way.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, all right, I'm gonna have the ball in this hand, right? And I'm gonna go here, hit, and then grab it back. He's here.
When the trainers,
bitch, you can't have it in your left hand. It has to be in your right. Hold him off here, do some shit that got you going this way.
I heard motherfucker doing these moves against a chair and a cone. Like, motherfuckers, people reaching for the ball, right? This motherfucker arms and hands and feet and shit in his way. Like, you know, like, I was watching that shit. Yeah. So my thing for a long time was, right, with the two ball shit.
Like somebody gonna be just like
I don't play with two of them motherfuckers, so I just teach me how to dribble with one of them motherfuckers. Like, hey, won't you man, teach me how to dribble with one of them first. Let me perfect that one, and then we'll get to the two. Because I ain't seen not one game yet that I've been a part of or seen on TV that they use two of them motherfuckers.
You know what drill I don't see no more? And when you think about it, you hated it, but it was effective. The passing, passing, monkey in the middle passing, where you got the deflector, you got to get 3 deflections and shit. Yeah. People didn't realize, like, even for the passer.
Yeah, you gotta get the ball through.
Get the ball through, that was real. Now passing just straight line and wonder why there's so many turnovers. I'm trying to throw it. I'm on this side. I gotta throw it this way across the body, wonder why. Because you really had to learn how to pass with defense. That transfers into the NBA or just basketball period. Motherfuckers sitting there doing it. You gotta
feet and hands. Yeah.
We can't say monkey in the middle anymore, unfortunately.
Why?
Just because of the atmosphere.
Monkeys are extinct?
But just, you got to call them line drills now. You can't call them by the name they used to be. You can't.
Suicides?
You can't. They're line drills now, Gil.
Suicides?
They're
line drills.
They are line drills.
It's always been line drills.
Run a line drill now, nah.
Line drills is just a bunch of drills that you're gonna be doing online. Suicide, we know that's one drill.
Yes.
17.
That's one
What
drill.
made it suicide though? Like, who said this is gonna be called suicide?
I don't know.
Whoever.
Right? That's crazy.
That was just a term we use. No big deal. But let's keep it moving. So, also in a recent episode of the Mind the Game podcast, LeBron James, Steve Nash showed our very own Gilbert Arenas and Russell Westbrook some love. Let's take a listen.
Seeing guys like Russell Westbrook and, Gilbert Arenas, guys coming out of college, UCLA, Arizona, Gil came off the bench.
Right.
Darren Collison was a starting point guard at UCLA before Russ got an opportunity. But when you talk about things that cannot be denied,
right.
When they were on the court or you saw them, it was something that had, when we talk about the it factor.
Yeah.
Gil had the it factor.
Belief.
He had the belief in himself. He had the it factor. Every time he touched the court, you was like, oh shit, this guy's special.
Yeah.
This guy's special. Every time Russ stepped on the court, oh, this guy's special. We've never seen anything like this. Right. Like, it's like as soon as you get on the court, it's a missile.
Right.
And that's the beauty of the game sometimes, where you able to, like, those, I don't want to say diamond in the roughs, but I mean, you look at Gil, I think he was a second round pick.
Right.
So, Gil, when you hear LeBron, Steve Nash, two of the greats to play the game, 2 MVPs, giving yourself love, saying you had the it factor.
That's the hundo right there. Between the two of them, 100. 54. 46, hundo. That's the hundreds, you feel me? Call them the hundreds. Nah, I mean, that's, most of our accolades that we do accept are from our peers, right? Because, they watching us, they're scouting us, they're watching film on us, right? They're playing against us in real time to know how good we really are, you know what I mean? So, these two that I played against, very high level games against, I really do appreciate, I appreciate, the kind words, for me, being in the second round, I knew I was at least top 15 player that draft, but, when I started the NBA, I wasn't ready. I can tell you that I wasn't ready. And it took me some time to watch the game, study it, watch players, and then realize what my gift is and was versus theirs, right? Versus instead of just looking at what I didn't have, right? I didn't have the vertical, I didn't have the height, right? So it's like, okay, I'm a shooting guard, but I'm good enough to be a point. I can play the point. I'm faster than most of these points. I'm just as strong. This is my lane. Let me try to study on how to be this, this version of it. And then from there, it's just, just studying the game itself and understanding rules, human behavior, and just crafting, my talent You know, but the it factor, like, you know, being a guy who was confident, you know, that just came from me just training and just.
Yeah, I was about to say, where did that come from?
Just training. I mean, if I sit in the gym from 9 a.m. to motherfucker 12 at midnight, doing these moves all day, if I walk into a gym and I'm not confident, just sit there, there's no point of being there. I done sat in this bitch playing adult league, you know what I mean? Crossed over, motherfucker. The confidence comes with doing it over and over, right? Like reps do matter, right?
That do.
Reps do matter.
It does.
And I'm pretty sure if you just think about it, there was a play in college that you did that said, oh, I'm the number one player in the motherfucking country. Even before you was the number one player in the country. There was a play that somebody did something, you did a spin, motherfucker, monkey dunked on somebody, then came down, grabbed it out of the air, came down, threw assist, bitch, bow. There's something that made us be like, yeah, all right, I'm him. Right? And then from there, once you get that feeling, you just capitalize on it.
Yeah.
So you need the reps though.
So Kane, was there a play in college or a moment in college or a point in college where you were like, oh, I'm that dude. Like nobody's on my level?
Well, one before my senior year, but one during my senior year. Playing in the World University Games, went to Spain. I led that team in scoring and rebounding. It was supposed to be the best people in college basketball, allegedly. I got back to the gym. I got back to Cincinnati, and it was like a light bulb went off. And then we played DePaul, and we down 17.
Yeah. That's when you went maniac mode, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So, was that team, DePaul? Did they have like Krim Richardson and all them?
Yep.
Had a squad.
Scouts in the building. Yes. Yep. Bobby Simmons,
how about to say?
Stephen Hunter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a squad. But yeah, we were down 17, man. But no, so Gil is right, man. Once you figure that out, man, and you're able to put that time in, and once your peers recognize what you are doing, there's no better reward for your craft, what you did, man. Like for somebody that you battle with, played in the playoffs against this man before, and for them to recognize the work that he put in, and it's
like even with Jermaine O'Neal yesterday, when he was surprised you didn't have a defense. Yeah, I mean, all defensive team, you're like, none. Wait, what? Yeah. That right there, that lets you know that.
But finished top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year voting one year, which I'm still baffled by how you were. But that's, these are just things I see.
Wait, what?
So finished 9th in Defensive Player of the Year voting.
And you didn't. How's that even possible?
Was it because they made my positions or some shit like that?
Probably was still position.
It was, but still, it just. Yeah. Not 1 year?
Yeah, but that said it all when he said it. Like, he was surprised that you didn't because he has to play against you.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's more of a peer thing than versus.
Yeah, he came. I'm saying he was in year 4 when I came in, right? So.
Yeah, because he had 90 CF.
Yeah, that was.
But he was in the league the whole time you were in college.
So they got drafted. So this is how shit works, right? People don't understand like my progression in college and J.O. progression, Kobe progression in the league. We all came out of high school in 1996, right? They went to the league. I went to college. I had to go to college. Wasn't that good. Each year I got better. Each year they got better. By the time my senior year came around, which is year 4 for them, I was consensus National Player of the Year. So I just as good, but I was raw. Like, them dudes were skilled. I didn't have the skill set to go play in the NBA at 18 years old like they did, 17. I didn't have it. I got better because I already had I played hard all the time, so that was off the table.
Yeah.
So it was just get better every year. So in their regards, them dudes was all-stars by year 4. I'm the first pick and consensus National Player of the Year, the best player in college basketball by my 4th year. So this is what the thing that you need to work like. This is getting better, right? This is locking in, and I have to get better. I'm going to get better and putting that time. And like you said, the reps. Before my senior year, I didn't touch the rim. I didn't dunk the basketball not one time. That summer, I didn't dunk the basketball. When I came back from Spain, I shot all jump shots.
Oh shit!
Didn't.
Do they still do that? Like
What?
what you did? You said you
World
went to
University
Spain?
game?
Yeah.
I don't know if they still.
I know. I mean, they still do all of the U18,
Yeah,
U16, all that.
So they just changed the names of it, I
okay.
think. But yeah, it was that. But yeah, I didn't. So I knew like, I need to shoot the ball, right? So didn't go to the draft. They need to see more from me offensively. All right, cool. All jump shots, old school shit.
Old school.
Elbow to elbow, nigga. Threes, spot threes.
Yeah.
Like I didn't make my
That's
first
how
three
I
to
started
that DePaul game that I speak of. I didn't shoot a three until then.
Damn.
4 years of all that, my first three was my senior year. All the work I had put in, all that shit. We down 17. Nigga, let me bring this bitch out now. Hey now, shit, listen.
And Swaggy, let's shift over to your side. Coming out of Cleveland High School in the Valley, not a heralded basketball program. We just keeping it real. But when did you know you had that it factor and eventually turn yourself to a first-round pick? Obviously made a poor college decision with USC. We forgive you for that. Those things happen. But
shit, I say second half of my freshman year at USC. When I
What you said at USC?
I didn't play basketball until my junior year, man. Yeah. So I was just street balling. So, but like at USC, I didn't start right away, even though I should have. But the Craven twins was there, and the fucking So they were starting. Then Bibby got fired. You know, once the new coach came in, put me in, and I won team MVP that year.
who took it? Was that Kevin O'Neill? Who took over for him? Josiah.
Tim Floyd.
Floyd, okay.
My dog.
Your dog, Tim Floyd.
Yeah. Freshman.
Oh no, Bibby old school. He ain't really playing.
Yeah, he didn't let me play at first. That shit was.
Shit, it's very
You
tough. Mike Bibby went to
transfer
U of A.
You couldn't transfer, so I'm just sitting there mad and shit like that.
Sit out.
I got fired after the fourth game, though.
Damn.
Blessing.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, y'all are unbelievable.
Lord, please get this out of here.
All right, well, let's keep this thing moving. NBA Finals talk. NBA Finals a day away. So Thunder Pacers NBA Finals being dubbed the Paul George Bowl, with PG trades helping both teams assemble key parts of their current rosters, including all three of the All-NBA selections in this series. PG started his career with the Pacers before being traded to OKC in 2017 for Domantas Sabonis and Victor Oladipo. Pacers went on to flip Sabonis for Hali. PG went on to have two of the best years of his career in OKC, finishing the 2018-19 season third in both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year voting, while securing his only first-team All-NBA selection in his career. So before being a part of another blockbuster trade to the Clippers with OKC landing SGA, Jalen Williams, and some other things that are still going on to this day in the deal. But my question for y'all is, does Paul George deserve a championship ring from whichever team wins the finals?
If you want to be an asshole,
Because
you send him one.
This because of you, sir. You get him one, but in all sincerity, is it wild to think that both these teams now that are currently in the NBA Finals were based off the strength of building their roster by trading Paul George?
That's crazy.
You're the roster or just a key player?
That's building their roster.
Well, the Thunder situation, it was a lot.
Yeah, that's all him right there.
A lot of picks, a lot of.
Damn.
Well, I mean, that just says a lot about that, the talent that he was. That he was that valuable to keep getting moved for these certain pieces. That's all it really says. There's guys out there that had names and they got traded for nothing. Right? At least these trades turned into something.
Yeah.
You never know what it's gonna become.
Yeah.
They drafted these kids for a reason, and it just so happened that it's working out into these organizations' favor, right? They're asking for the right pieces in these trades, and 'cause they could ask for anybody back.
The right pieces.
Right? They're asking for the right pieces, and it's working out for them. So
Think about it.
Yeah,
About
it's-
Sack. It had Tyrese and
De'Aaron Fox backcourt. And many people thought that was a win-win trade at the time. Obviously,
Right.
the Kings have gone on to break their playoff drought, but I think Halliburton has more wins
Think about that.
With the Pacers and the Kings having the last.
Who is their
20
point
years.
guard now?
Monk. I think they went with Monk at the point.
This nigga said Monk. No, it ain't. Is it Monk?
Yeah. Yes, Monk.
They don't want.
DeMar
They want to play different.
And
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine at the one.
They want to play different. They want the ball to move. They don't want a traditional guy at that spot. They want the ball to.
Go to probably Sabonis.
Sabonis to be the facilitator, right? So that's why they did.
Trying to follow the Jokic.
Yeah, that's what they
Because
did.
he can pass the ball, throw that bitch into him, and let him find everybody.
But PG, man, it's just the day and age of social media, man, and media. Everybody got a voice. That people are. Yeah, I'm saying the Paul George Bowl thing, like shit like that.
Paul George Bowl.
It's funny, but it's sports, it's business, and it's working out for these teams, man, these organizations. So
we asked the chat if Paul George deserved the championship ring from whoever wins the final. 73% of the chat says no. Chad, you're some haters today. But let's shift it to the Thunder side. Got to give Sam Presti a ton of love. He's the architect of the OKC teams from the KD Russ era to the present. Got to start with the Sonics even before the move to Oklahoma City. So Presti's been at the helm for the last 18 years. Now seen 3 players win MVP on his watch. Not to mention former Sixth Man of the Year winner under Presti's leadership, James Harden, who also went on to win the MVP with the Rockets. So after the KD and Russ era was over, Presti landed Paul George, then flipped him to the Clippers for this haul. Let's just take a look as a reminder of what it was.
Just say Paul George.
This haul.
And at that time, SGA wasn't the player he is now. Obviously, was showing a lot of promise, but
and this crazy. This year they ain't got no pick. Next year they.
God.
But you see what it is. SGA 4 first-round picks, 2 pick swaps. Obviously, one of those draft picks became All-NBA, All-Defensive Player Jalen Williams. So does Sam Presti get enough credit for his player and roster development at OKC? Has some tough times, made some tough moves, trading away franchise hallmarks.
You can see he's a real basketball brain, right? I mean, if you swap him out and put somebody else there, they wouldn't be smart enough to see what they need, right? Some people just have an eye for talent, right? Spurs, Pop and them, they had an eye for what they were looking for that fit with, Tim Duncan. You got, them over OKC. Whoever made the picks for Golden State when Steph, Clay, Draymond, that group.
Bob Myers.
Oh, yeah, that's Bob. That's
right? You know what I mean? He had an eye, Because in reality, there was probably one pick that was just off, but it was a right pick.
At the time.
It was a right pick at the time. It just didn't pan out for your style, and that was Wiseman. Other than that, the picks that they picked was good picks.
Sure, we all thought it was a good pick, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Young, athletic, big that they needed because Draymond was who he was. He's a lob threat. So we all thought that's what they, but it's just the wrong person.
Yeah,
that's all.
Probably
Just
just
shit.
didn't.
Right attributes, wrong ticker.
But why was it the wrong person? That's why I be
wrong ticker.
If your offense is created all around. Remember, he comes from Arizona.
Play, right?
Right.
Ooh.
Arizona
Wiseman, yeah.
is guard heavy Arizona. Big man didn't worth shit.
Come on,
right? So that's the offense he had. Right? He has the Wildcat offense.
Wiseman?
No, Steve Kerr.
Oh, Steve Kerr.
So if you look at all the big men that went there, right? Y'all are just tools to this guard offense, right? So, I don't think anything was implemented for him to be what he was. So it was probably easier to knock his confidence and, from there, just if he wasn't mentally ready to be strong.
He wasn't.
So Sam Presti did win Executive of the Year this season for the first time.
The first?
For the
First time in his career.
When?
This season.
That's some hating
crazy.
shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of haters among
They didn't give it to him when the second MVP won?
Right.
Nigga, you own to something.
Yeah, he drafted James too. James counts. James counts on his watch.
Yeah.
He drafted him.
But
Only the Lakers organization and probably old Probably old
Boston.
Yeah. Well, you have
multiple MVPs.
Old.
Multiple MVPs.
Multiple MVPs on the same team. That's in the same. They got drafted.
But yeah, no, it ain't happening.
Is he the only one?
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
3, 4. So he's done drafted 4 MVPs.
Yes. Well, traded for one.
Traded for one. Yeah.
I'm saying one of them they probably wanted to draft.
But
Shai. Wanted to draft Shai and didn't have the pick at the time, and the Clippers fucking picked him. Yeah. And you know how that shit go? Hey man, this kid, hey Shai gives out. Hey, we need to. Hey, Clippers pick him.
Yeah.
Trade's about to happen. He's available. They like, hey, this kid out of Shai? Hey, what y'all? Hey, got our guy now.
Yeah, so you got Lakers, Spurs, and then probably they're first now, probably.
So let's shift it over to the Pacers side real quick. Pacers rolled through the Eastern Conference as the 4 seed, defeating the Bucks in the first round, coming through with upsets over the top-seeded Cavs, third-seeded Knicks, en route to their first finals appearance since 2000. Now it's a showdown with the best team in the league, with the Thunder winning both regular season matchups, entering the finals as the heavy betting favorite. Gil, you said the Pacers may be able to win one game.
I got one.
So during the media availability before departing for Oklahoma, Tyrese Halliburton had this to say about his Pacers squad being underdogs in this finals.
As long as the guys in our locker room and the people in this building believe, then anything is possible. So we're really excited about the challenge. It's a really good team in front of us, and no quote-unquote expert or analyst is going to pick us, and that's okay. We like it better that way, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
So do you guys like Halliburton, the Pacers' mentality heading into this NBA Finals? Does it almost give them a chip on their shoulder to know that nobody's rocking with them and nobody thinks that they have a realistic chance of winning this championship?
People didn't think they'd be here right now at this point. So they just go into this business as usual, right? The small state, small town, and that, like, people didn't give them a shot from the beginning. So
yeah, they be surprised
in the finals. It was like me, like my Nets team, my first year. Nobody think was gonna be in the finals.
Yeah,
got swept, but
minimum games allowed.
No, we got swept.
We got swept.
But I went back. I did some extensive research last night. It wasn't that you talk about sweeping, you automatically think, oh, y'all just got your ass.
Oh no, we didn't get our doors blew off, but they were better than us.
But that game 3, obviously you lose that one by 3. You drop 35 and 11 game 4. So from a personal standpoint.
Yeah, shit. I was fucking 23 years old. I averaged 22 in the finals. Shit, that's a fucking kid. But nah, they got the right mentality. That's the only mentality that you can have.
Mm-hmm.
So just go play basketball at this point. It ain't about nothing else, man. It's about going out and imposing your will on your opponent as much as you can, man, and may the basketball guys be fucking with you.
They got luck on their side.
You gonna need God.
We all need God, Gil.
You gonna need God, on the court with you.
They had them. They been having them.
Look at this Cleveland fan back here, motherfucking. Yes.
They been having them.
So, but in all sincerity, Gil, obviously you don't think the Pacers have a legitimate chance of winning this championship. But let's just say, if you were the Pacers, how would you approach trying to win the NBA Finals?
Before the Knicks series, before they beat the Knicks the first game, you didn't think they had a chance.
What's that movie with the 6 man?
They had the ghost.
No, the ghost.
6 man.
What's his name? I know the 6 man. What was the name of the ghost? Because that's who they're going to need in this.
Kadeem Hardison.
Is
his government
A-Trey, AK all the way.
Tyler.
Yeah, that's what they need. They need him. That's who they're going to need.
Brother Kenny Tyler.
Yeah, they're going to need him in this series. I can tell you that.
UW.
That's my favorite. One of my favorite movies.
A great movie.
AK all the way.
You said, what would I do if I'm Pacers?
And hoping for a.
You not sitting down and losing.
Keep it simple.
Realistic answer. Okay.
Right. I think probably trying to overcoach this series is going to get the best of you. You know, when you're the underdog, when your back is against the wall, right? That means the shackles is off. You don't have restrictions. Right? Now you get to fight at your full, just everything. That's when the underdogs win. Like, oh, we lost, let's just go out there and just fight. That's how you win these games. When, all right, look, they probably know all this shit. We ain't supposed to win. The point spread, motherfucker, 10, right? Go out there and just do like this. Just go do us. Just run, pick up, play, just play. That's how they will win this series.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there, you trying to sit there and manipulate the game and do it. Nah, you're going to get your ass blown the fuck up. Because now you're going to handicap, you're going to scare the fuck out of everybody. That's this here, unconventional thinking here. Just go out there, that motherfucker doesn't do one of these. Yeah. You sitting there, you trying to call, time out. You trying to do this shit right here. Yeah, these niggas right here, yeah, assholes gonna be tight.
So 2010 finals, the Miami Heat was favored? Against Dallas Mavericks.
11.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
They were favored, right?
Yeah.
Same shit, bro.
Went up
Listen,
2-0.
Rick gonna go in that motherfucker. Hey, fellas, been here before.
Right? But
Been here before.
they done seen everything down there.
Go out and play basketball, right?
Who done seen everything?
They seen Giannis, they seen Mitch, they seen Brunson.
I'm saying Rick Carlisle as a coach, I believe in him.
They-
I believe
yeah.
not overcoaching is what you, when you said it, I was like, yeah, I can see Rick going that motherfucker like, this shit don't matter, man. Hey, none of this shit on this board I'm gonna go matter.
Mavs went down 2-0 in that
Why
series for everybody.
change the game
They
plan?
won the next 4 games in a row.
You
They
been
were
busting
underdogs,
ass.
right?
Yeah,
Don't
they were-
change the game.
So that's my thing. They were underdogs. He's
Taking
been
on
there
the
before as a
heels.
coach.
So Chad is saying don't have Hali guarding SGA.
No, he doesn't have to.
You know,
He's not.
So who do you
it's
think
not.
Pacers throw at SGA to try to?
don't matter.
Nimhart, Neesmith. I'm just saying they're gonna listen.
No, I mean, yeah.
Nimhart, Neesmith, McConnell, was the Shepherd kid, whatever they got. They got enough bodies to throw. Pascal Siakam. I'm putting Pascal Siakam on them. Length. I'm just saying. I'm throwing everybody I got over that.
I'm putting big.
Everybody I got over that bitch. Definitely Benjamin Mack.
Benjamin Mack.
Because he is. Listen, he a wild card, and he might haul off and punch him.
Yeah, he's strong enough to take. He's strong enough to take the shoulder bump, and tall enough to challenge the shot.
And he competitive enough.
You know what I mean? Like, here's a problem. There was a Brunson. First of all, there was a Donovan Mitchell first.
Yes, sir.
He let off in that ass as an individual, right? Team was kind of hurt. Him, right? You couldn't control him. Brunson, little, got at the rim anytime you want. You couldn't control him. Now you have the MVP who only wants to go for layups. He ain't sitting there shooting threes and this nigga going for layups. He's going for that rim, that orange shit that sit there with the backboard with the timer on the top. He wants to go to that, right? And you don't know how to defend that. Your defense with that type of player has been irrelevant. He's all of 6'7". He's not 6'2". He's not 6'2", undersized. He is 6'7". That's athletic. That is shifty. That's coming there, and then he got a counter partner who want to kind of get in there too. Them legs is open. Let's go on up in there. That's them too, right? So you cool guarding him, but you got to figure out how to keep both of them from being tag team.
From going up in those legs.
This is all I'm saying. How we started off, you don't want the Diddy party where
They seen some of that.
where they got them like, hey, do it like that. Do it like you don't want that.
No, I'm not rolling with you on this.
Okay. How much did Brunson average on layups? How much did he average?
They had seen
30
Giannis.
something?
Giannis a person that go to the hole all the time too.
You got two of them. You got a team. This ain't just one player. You got a team who's coming in there doing that.
They seen Towns and all that.
Yeah. Better team. This is the
it don't
number
matter,
one team.
but they whoop
this
they
is
ass.
the number one team.
But they whooping teams
I'm
ass.
gonna come out.
No, the niggas on that side is whooping teams' asses.
They play good zone.
They ain't did the game 7 yet.
You got it. Who?
Indiana. They ain't played game 7 yet.
Well, you want to put something on this?
I'm just giving them more credit. I'm just saying, I'm giving them more credit than what you're trying to give
I'm going to just read the points. The point spread is 9.5.
They didn't play.
Which means if you Indiana or somebody like you, who you taking? You're going to take Indiana plus 9.5. Right? That sounds smart, then the motherfucker. The point spread right now, game 1, is OKC winning by 9.5. So that means if you take Pacers, you got
As long as they don't lose by 10, you win money.
They've
Who you
been
putting your
wrong
money
before,
on?
right?
Who you putting your money on?
They've been wrong before.
Who you putting your money on? Indiana.
For sure. Point spread 9.
For sure.
Yeah,
You giving me the points?
Huh?
You giving me the points?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I give you the points.
How much you bet?
Huh? What you want to bet? You think if Vegas thought they was gonna be under 9.5, you think they're gonna put that spread in? Put that bitch about what 5.5? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the 4.5, 5.5.
Let's bet the 9.
9.5 game 1, saying they about to get their ass blown off because everybody gonna put their money on.
Let's bet the
Pacers.
9. It could be
That's
9,
like you steal
whatever.
money.
Let's bet the 9. It could be 9 whatever. It could be $9, 900, 9,000. $90.
$90. Well, let's shift over to the Thunder side. Obviously, the heavy favorite. Bet the 9 if you want. OKC team now has 80 wins combined in regular season and playoffs. So only the 2015-16 Warriors who had 85, the 1995-96 Bulls who had 83, and the 1996-97 Bulls who had 80 had at least 80 wins entering the NBA Finals in league history. Obviously, both those Bulls squads won the chip, while the Warriors squad did not. OKC is the 7th team with a win percentage of 829 or higher in league history. 4 of the first 6 teams to do so went on to win the chip in that same season. Thunder also finished the regular season with the highest point differential in league history at an average of nearly plus 13 points per game. And they set the NBA record for most postseason wins by 30 or more points, doing so in 4 games so far this playoff. So you look at all these information, all these stats, all these numbers. If the Thunder win this chip, should they be considered as one of the greatest teams of all time?
Damn.
I mean, I guess anybody who wins, that many games and win a championship is usually considered one of the greatest.
They don't got the names.
Huh?
They don't got the names.
No, I'm just saying they're considered just as a team. Like,
Yeah, as a team, yeah.
Just looking at, if you just look at the,
If you know about those metrics, then I was,
that's what I'm saying. That's what's crazy to me. If you look at this Thunder squad, and I think us looking at them in real time right now, man, I feel that way. But the way they've run through the NBA this year, where they won through the postseason, minus that 7-game series with the Nuggets, which they obviously did win.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put them up there. I mean, it's just they're going to be one of those teams where when you try to compare them to somebody just off of who's on the team, you're going to always go with the other team. Right? You're going to always go.
But and things like that.
2001 Lakers. Niggas going to just say Lakers. Nobody even going to try to think about it. I mean.
What is another team that won that's like that you would think?
But that had like that type of success?
Like they got, Shai is becoming like
you can say, you can
have an MVP.
You can say the Spurs. You can say Tim Duncan Spurs. You had Tim Duncan and then you had Ginobili and Manu them. Like you can say that team is built like you got one guy and you got some great role players who is good enough to make an all-star here and there depending on our team record. I mean, yeah.
He got to become, to put him at team right now, that's tough.
Huh? Young Timmy, like Timmy. Not.
What about?
Not MVP Timmy. I mean, shit, he's MVP too, so shit.
Who was the main guy on Detroit? Chauncey?
Yeah, but that's a different team.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Nah, because.
Yeah, I went to 7 with that squad.
What?
That Pistons squad.
Yeah, because, for the most part, most of those guys elsewhere were number 1 options, got put all on the same team to then say, all right, we're such great basketball players, we know how to adjust and then play great team basketball. Right, you know what I mean? Rasheed Wallace was a number 1 player before.
For sure.
Rip was a number 1 player, right? Ben Wallace on the defensive end, right? And Chauncey is, if he got to be the number 1 or the 2 to 3, he figures out how to make it all work. So it was a great balance of a team.
Man, them motherfuckers got lucky.
Because they added Rasheed.
Nah, that motherfucker made a shot from half court because we didn't foul.
Oh, that was game 7?
For real? Y'all got that? Let me see that.
Well, Chauncey made a shot from half court. They go in overtime.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, nigga.
I don't remember. Damn.
Yes, I was over
I
there.
know you remember that.
I was over there talking cash shit. I fouled out.
Shut the fuck.
He said I found out over there talking cash.
Talking cash shit, nigga. Oh, we had this. Listen, bruh. That bitch went in. I'm like,
Oh, shit.
I gotta go to overtime.
Without me.
Yeah.
No, but they had a good team.
That's tough.
Was that game 5?
Yeah, they got
3 overtimes. That's wild.
Wait, 3 overtimes?
That's a
Fuck,
good
I
ass
don't think I
game.
never seen that.
That's a good ass game.
What, 3 overtime?
3 overtimes.
So we may not
Think
look at the
about
Thunder
that.
squad as an elite or one of the greatest of all times, but again, like the numbers are reflecting. But from a year-to-year comparison, team to team, obviously, every NBA champion different.
The Warriors without KD? With Jordan Poole and them?
Go to 2022.
I think, I'm not sure. 21, that one of them.
Yeah, Hurt Clay. Yeah, that was.
So we asked the chat, does a title make OKC an all-time team? 58% of the chat says no. Maybe it's the fashion they do it.
I told you just the names of it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they run it back next year, if they come back during the regular season next year and win 68 games again, and at least 60-some games again, and it looks the same way, dominant and all, and they come back and run through the playoff, then you can start having these conversations. But let's let them get a championship first.
For sure.
Yeah, let them get their championship
before we could, because we all know that 73 win Warriors team was a fucking great basketball team, right?
Okay. Now rewind them back to their first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Rewind them back to that first championship.
2015.
Nobody was thinking that, this is a great team.
Yeah, this is a dynasty, right?
Yeah,
they got lucky.
Yeah, they got lucky.
But we talking about
been in the basement forever, about fucking time, right? It's,
Curry and them, I mean, Kyrie was gone, Love was gone. Y'all pulled one out.
Yeah.
Right? And then, LeBron won the next year. And then they super teamed up to win, 2 others.
And does that opinion change at all? Let's just say hypothetically they were playing a healthy Celtics squad or a team that people have more respect for than this Pacers team. Even the Knicks, it feels like they're kind of just.
People are overlooking Indiana, and if they were playing somebody different, then it'll be a different conversation.
And I would say Cavs, but I feel like even that Cavs people
I think Boston, for just if you a hooper,
that would have been hard.
that's the matchup. You got young dudes trying to fight for the face. You got 2 of them fighting for the face. We want to be the face, and then you got 2 second options that's like, nah, I'm him. You know what I mean? So it that would have been
crazy.
Basketball. Like sometimes, man, the game itself sometimes cheats us from history. And what I mean history is when you talk about Bird, Magic, Jordan, those games, man, of the second best player and the first best player, we want those in our game. Like the fact that we didn't see Kobe and LeBron face off in a championship, you know what I mean? Is just one of those things like, fuck. Tim Duncan versus, KG. Damn. Right? Those are the things that like them battles. Like we got a little bit with KD and Bron, but we knew Bron was like a little overmatched. Wish they would have added just one more person with him so it can be.
Oh yeah.
Swaggy,
other than that, we knew it was gonna be damn near 4-1s.
Yeah.
You were there for the 51-8 game. J.R. Smith.
I mean, I see BMX was a BMF. I see y'all doing a lot of throwing your ads in our shit.
A lot of BMF promos.
I see y'all doing
on the
okay.
Gilbert
All right.
YouTube.
Cut the check. Not just
no.
They I guess they're dropping tomorrow, right? Something like that.
New season.
New season. Hey, I appreciate you.
The chat very aware of that, according to their comments throughout these past few episodes. But SGA has the potential to join.
Spamming our chat with their shit.
The commercial. Yeah, all commercials. All commercials help. Goddamn it, shit.
So SGA has the potential to join Magic Johnson as the only point guards league history to win MVP, Finals MVP, and chip in the same season. SGA, only 26-year-old, obviously has a long career ahead of him. Already made history by joining MJ as the only guards ever to average 30 points per game while shooting 50% or better from the field in 3 straight seasons. So my question for y'all is, what would winning an MVP, Finals MVP, and chip in the same season mean for SGA standing amongst the greatest point guards in league history?
This ain't no point guard award. Name the people who won what he's about to win.
It's only one.
Who's done what he's done? MVP, all that. Who? How many people?
I think so. Just Magic from point guards.
No,
I think 11. Is it 11 total?
We are witnessing who the NBA has chosen as the face of the NBA.
Are you ready to say that SGA is going to be the face of the NBA, Gil?
No, that's what the NBA has just
He is a North American.
This is the face of the NBA.
He's
moving
Canadian.
forward.
They're not letting Canadians around.
Anytime it's a sweep. You remember I said this last year? I said if the NBA chose Tatum, if the NBA was like, yo, Tatum is going to be our guy, they would have gave him, with his stats, Eastern Conference Finals MVP and the Finals MVP. Nobody would have said anything, but the fact that you didn't give it to him, then you went into the summer and you destroyed his image at USA. Kind of the writing was on the wall. Like, all right, yo, so that's not who y'all fucking with. And the fact that this is scoring champ, right? Scoring champ. MVP. Western Conference Finals.
MVP.
And
potential to have a Finals MVP in the chip as well.
Put you in a different world, and usually that world is the face.
With the shoe dropping this fall, it seems like the stars are aligning for SGA.
That's the face.
Guard, swag, charisma, the look, married, he checks all the boxes. And he's gotten all the accolades.
No tattoos.
No tattoos, clean cut.
Braids.
What's so funny
Viewers.
Huh?
We got viewers. The people want to watch this shit.
They will.
It didn't matter if LeBron was on Cleveland. It was hyped to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited to see this?
Excited to see him?
No, I don't just say him. Just excited to see this finals.
Listen, when we're talking about the face, when we're talking about the face of the NBA, when Magic won that Finals MVP over Kareem,
the face also brings viewers. The face bring the views too.
When Magic won that Finals MVP, face.
You say
why the MVP was sitting right there.
Yeah, he do, but they also bring the views too.
Yeah, well.
No, but I'm saying this is the start of it.
Face
Watch how many
excitement.
This is the
if they
start
win
of
it, right?
This is the start of it.
Watch how many national televised games they have
next year. This is the start of it.
And if the league is smart, they'll
Playing in Oklahoma City.
They'll put those OKC games against the Lakers, the Celtics, the Knicks. I'm just saying
They
that.
will.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
They have to put them against those.
No,
they have to put them against some teams though.
So now they start feeding those markets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, right?
And he's the only one that swept it like this because they added the Western and Eastern Conference Finals.
And maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like the KD, Russ, Harden era Thunder
was exciting.
What? And that's no knock
They
to
didn't
this
need
team.
they didn't need the Lakers. Like KD, that's
KD
what I'm saying.
But remember, you're adding two other people. KD won the MVP, and then it started.
No. It was KD before the MVPs.
So you just think they're just gonna let a random person win all these awards?
Yes.
Okay. You said yes.
He deserves it. He deserves it. He's balling. I'm not saying he's not balling. He's balling.
Brother, did something no one's ever done.
Because he's balling. I get it.
Scoring title.
All that.
Scoring title.
All
Like this
that
is the
don't
face.
equals to people paying attention.
When you try to put somebody in
I
front
didn't know he won all
What I'm saying is when you try to put somebody in front of him, they are not gonna stand nothing. They're not gonna have no accolade that top
This
him.
is all fine
Yes.
and dandy from a basketball point of view.
Can you read
It's
off
It's viewers too.
the Finals MVP stats in the 81 championship?
That's
81.
Magic. Magic is still Magic.
No. Before Magic became Magic.
Magic
Before they
always
gave it to
been
Magic.
Magic.
Can you read off Kareem's stats?
Are you on
Magic
Kareem's
always
stats?
Can
been
you
Magic.
read Kareem's stats?
Magic always been Magic. That's what I'm
Read
saying.
Kareem's stats. The MVP on that. The MVP. Read the Finals MVP who should have been it. The stats.
Pulling it up right now.
Can't compare
So
nobody
Kareem
to
in the
Magic.
1980 NBA Finals, 33 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks per game in 5 games that he played.
And they said, you know what? The one with the smile, the one here, the look, the this. You are the Finals
Thank
MVP. You are the face of the MVP.
That's who the people
Magic.
That's the game he went and played the 5.
Yep.
Played 5 games. Magic played the 6 games, averaged 22, 11 rebounds, 9 assists.
And he won a game without Kareem.
When the MVP
42,
starts
15, and
giving
7
you
on
the
that.
awards that tops the face, like this is the face. You have a scoring title, right? You have, besides your record, number one, you got the Western Conference Final, which wasn't a part of old NBA, right?
That's good. I'm saying it's good.
Then the MVP and the champ. He's the only person that's going to be in history with this stat.
denying his talent or his because
right.
the face come with other shit. It ain't just awards.
No. The other
won every award. Motherfuckers don't care.
No, he don't got this
It's
award.
about the viewers.
The anybody you're going to try to put in this realm, it's too dirty.
Nah.
It's too dirty. He's the cleanest face that we have right now.
One thing, Jason Tatum still fits it.
Yeah, but he won't be playing next year.
Other than the tattoo, Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Jason fits it. Yeah.
He still fits that.
But that's
it's only a couple guys that has that charisma, the smile, the personality, the clean slate in that manner. It's only a few guys that fit that.
Now imagine last year. Now what if Jason would have won the Eastern Conference Finals
Which he should
MVP?
have.
Yeah, which he should have. And the Finals
Which he should
MVP,
have.
which he should have. And then he would have had that name going to the Olympic as the starter like he was the year before with the same people on the court. Winning a gold medal, that's a different view of him.
Do you think if he has all that hardware going into the Olympics, he doesn't get treated like a scrub then?
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
So that Steve Kerr basically was able to use that and be like, shit, he wasn't even in the finals.
It seemed like this was a planned out event.
It can't be planned.
I know it can be.
He's not putting. It's boring. OKC is boring.
What the city?
OKC was boring.
This team, this whole finals is boring.
Okay, cool.
If it was a face, like if you had the face, everybody would be tuned in and happy to watch this shit.
All right.
With KD, it didn't matter. People was happy to watch it.
I'm saying he's going to be moving forward.
I'm still.
So that's next year and the year after, not right now. The face is after you get all the awards.
You have to put him against people niggas want to see.
Are you not listening to what I'm saying? No. Right now, no, he's not.
I'm not.
He's not the face
I don't
yet.
believe it.
He's winning all these awards to be the face moving forward. So that's the next year and the next year moving forward. That is what the face is.
And I'm trying to say, it's not exciting.
What's not
today? We don't know what the face. We don't know what it is. He is the one that's getting the tag. So next year and the year after, and the shoe drops, and all of this is what is coming for him.
But
that's what I'm saying.
But to Swaggy's point, why do you feel like the Thunder aren't excited? You're talking about
they aren't.
Top defense in the league, top 3 offense in the league.
They aren't.
Macking teams.
They aren't.
Post-game interviews, everybody rolling with each other.
They aren't. They just aren't.
It's for some
the torture
reason,
chamber, Lou
That's
Dort.
what I'm trying to say.
What year do you remember from Steph when we was like, oh, he is the face. He's competing with LeBron. Was it the first year he won the championship? And then was it the first year he won the MVP, or was it that next year?
It was that next
one.
Yeah, that next year where we was like, oh shit, this nigga God.
That team got
They still he was. I don't know.
Right? I'm saying
he was.
But that first
20-point deficit,
like,
that thing would be cut.
He was exciting now.
You know, it take 3 minutes for them to.
No, but the first year was all James Harden. All the players voted James Harden should have won that MVP. So everybody was still questioning, but it's like, all right. Then he came out the very next year. It was like, oh shit, yeah, that's him. Right? This is his Steph year. That first year, this is it. Next year is when we're gonna be like, they're gonna be pushing this dude like crazy.
Before, it was still exciting. He was doing exciting shit, shooting the shots Steph is shooting, and the shots he's shooting are totally different.
All right, this summer. When is the shoe drop?
This fall. Size 14.
Man, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that SGA train.
They wearing Converse. Man.
And I mean, they started the frame rugby this year. Obviously, putting the logo over
framing
the garden.
They framing it. Put it on the building.
I'm gonna wear them.
Very exquisite All-Star weekend party.
But it's
Caribbean food.
It's Converse. I'm gonna wear them.
I'm not talking about shoes. Who is this competition? Who are you gonna put?
that the NBA can trust with their product, with their brand.
But my question for y'all is so do you feel like the Thunder play an exciting brand of basketball? Because I would make the argument that they do it. They check the boxes for what you want to see in the league, right?
But trust Tim Duncan, but that don't mean he was
68 fucking games.
Shit.
You know what I mean? But
man, it's the first year. Like it's the first year.
But second straight year finishes.
No, what I'm saying is this is the first year of people really looking at him like, all right, and then we're gonna tune in more next year.
Because they're gonna be on more TV.
Because they're gonna be on more TV, so we're gonna watch him more.
The Spurs is on more TV.
When Michael Jordan won that first championship, nobody really cared. Everybody was thinking about Magic Johnson and all. And then like, oh shit, they won their first one. You follow the train the next year. Only the city themselves believe in your team that year.
Tim Duncan won 4 or 5 championships. 5 championships.
And we had Kobe Bryant.
Just saying.
We had Kobe Bryant.
I'm just saying.
We had Kobe Bryant. Who the fuck do we have? You keep arguing about it. Who is next? Who's in front of him? When LeBron leaves and Curry leaves, who's next? Who is your face?
Ant.
Okay. All right. There we go.
There we go.
And I'm Adidas.
Who?
Ant.
No.
Okay.
You crazy as hell. Man, dope dog food. Him or Tatum, when Tatum come back.
When Tatum come back, so who?
So I got a question. So what's a bigger market, Minnesota or Oklahoma City?
Who's the bigger market person?
Who's the bigger market?
Who's the bigger market person?
Who
commercials
who's
y'all
gonna get
talk
called?
about? Who the fuck we just called out?
Who's gonna get called out in the media? Ant-Man or Shai?
And that's Tim Duncan didn't get called out.
Of course he did.
Exactly.
And he wasn't the face.
You keep saying one.
Niggas wanted KG on TV more than him.
More
What you talking about? Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
All right. Just because you fucking nice, just because you nice and not doing the right thing, that don't mean you the fucking face. It's who the people want to see that makes you the face.
People don't want to see him.
No, that ain't what means, not Nick.
Yeah.
It's $1 billion business, dog. You think they finna have the risk of Anthony Edwards telling somebody on camera or what to suck my dick bigger than yours? Do you think they gonna take that chance?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
No, you on dope or dog food for thinking that.
And you ain't on dog food.
You smoking.
You ain't no dog, motherfucker.
Rough greens, though.
Put
Delicious
that rough
treat.
greens right in front of y'all. Sprinkle
You ain't the dog, motherfucker. I tell you that. God damn it.
Something on that rough greens for y'all.
So say, rephrase it, Kenyon. Take the food out. Take the dog food out. You on the dope.
Yeah.
Shake the rough greens up like this. Okay?
You gotta shake it and put it on.
Shake it up.
You think the NBA gonna wake up to have what's going on with Zion? Just random suspicious, just out of nowhere, because that's what's happening.
Still Jason Tatum and Shai.
Jason Tatum, now Shai done jumped into it.
Yes.
Man.
Shit, fuck Cade. If your motherfucker start smiling a little bit.
Yeah, he got to smile.
You got to start smiling a little bit.
You definitely got to give some people.
You say, hey,
too big.
Hey,
too big.
But Jerry,
go get him some. Go get him some veneers and motherfuckers start cheesing out this bitch.
Hey, you say, listen, he come back with a new smile. You go like, oh, nigga, I know what you're trying to do. I'm with you, bro.
Cut that hair down a little bit. Hey.
Nah, him and Brunson got the same head. They can't.
They have the same head.
Put a headband on. You good?
Too big. Face, too much face. It can't be the face with too much face.
All right, well, let's keep this thing moving. So with the Celtics getting eliminated in the conference semis, this marks the 6th straight year the reigning champion was not among the last 4 playoff teams, which is the longest streak in the NBA. It'll also be the 7th straight season that a new team will be NBA champion, which has never happened in the league's history. Warriors are the last team to repeat as champs, doing so, Swaggy, on that 2018 team, 2017 and 2018. We also saw all 4 top seeds in the conference semis lose their first home game for the first time in league history. So what does all this say about the parity in the league right now? And is that a good thing?
Uncertainty?
Yeah. It's an even playing field, man. And there's no great teams. There's no dynasties yet. There's no clear. Every year it's, like you said, so when we have this conversation, like so we pick teams every year who we think can win it. Mm-hmm. And not while doing that, not one time have we said, well, this team is better than them, so we're gonna go with this one. It's always, what the percentage you give this team? Mm-hmm. And it's not gonna be a high percentage.
Sometimes that team might get 0%.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Boston repeated.
Yeah.
You know, like we did.
At least get them.
Just like, yeah, we
put themselves in a position when, but you can't.
They were the clear starting off the year, bringing everybody back, they were the clear favorite, right? OKC win it. Depending if something happens drastic where Giannis ends up, depending on where he ends up at, right? He ends up on a team that's a contender and that contender didn't lose their main pieces, then wherever he lands is going to be favored. Other than that, OKC will be favored next year because they're going to have the structure of everybody back.
Health too.
It's hard to build a dynasty today because the people who are picking players aren't NBA brains. Yeah. They're paper pushers. They're businessmen that are just looking at numbers and they don't have no idea about basketball, so everything is just numbers. They looking at chat.
AI.
Who will match with this team? Who should I trade? Who's the worst player on my team that I need to trade?
Right? That's crazy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Durant. Yeah. You know what I mean? So because there are not a lot of basketball people still in the league, the executives, and the ones that are in the league, they don't have the voices.
Yeah.
Right? Where, in Philly, you got Elton Brand, but you got Morey in front of him. Oh, okay. All right. Right? You know what I mean? There's, so there's entities where their metrics is paper metrics. It's not basketball metrics. So you can see why OKC is successful and he know what he's doing because the people that he's going up against is stupid.
And he's been there for 18 years.
He's been there for 18 years, right? So he's old basketball.
So he's not they're not recycling the GM because he has a successful track record.
He said, you want Paul George? Who you want? Hey, you want Shai? Nah, you can have him. Okay, can I get like 9 picks with it? I'm giving you Paul George. Sure. Sold. Shai, get your ass over here before they figure out what I just did. You know what I mean? That's what's going on right now. So, Rudy Gobert, coming to Minnesota for 400 picks. You know what I mean? This shit, eventually that's going to pan out over there if they just got somebody smart. So, if there's going to be a dynasty, it's going to be in a few markets that got old GMs, old basketball thinking minds, and they haven't went to the businessman motto.
And do you feel like the Thunder have the best chance out of all those teams to be that next dynasty in the league?
If they
next, I mean, you still got Boston. You're still gonna have
staying healthy too.
Yeah.
That's
you're still gonna have.
But the way that the situation is shaping out, and obviously they're gonna have to pay some of these guys down the road, and that's gonna present some issues in itself, especially with this new CBA, second apron, all these things that punish.
Okay, listen, I get that. Now you're gonna have to figure out the English language and how to translate it. What does investing in the team? What is that? Because that's a loophole because you can invest as a player into the franchise now, right? In this new CBA.
You can?
Yeah. There's something about
I haven't read. I'm not
going. The Warriors, they went over the cap and.
But with the way this new second apron structure is in terms of being able to build a team around that, like they were able to do that and find loopholes and find ways around it. Obviously, they could pay as much as they want in luxury tax.
Invest back in the team.
Yeah, there's something
if you're willing to.
But you see the Suns that tried to do that and obviously took a massive L doing it. Celtics are on the precipice of having to do that as well. We have to make some tough decisions.
So that's what I said.
Thunder have a little bit of wiggle room, I believe, like next season after that.
You got 2 seasons, right, before it all really kicks in. Yeah.
We'll get the best of it.
Time to break the bank. How much are we going to luxury tax? And you talk
I want to know what that you got to break down what that, because that's a part of the new CBA, right?
If you can get 2 out of 3, that's
something investing in a team. I mean, the way these franchises going up, once you already hit your first max, you can be a partner.
It's like investing in the company, right? You can either give me cash, or you can give me
equity.
You can give me equity, give me stocks within, give me equity within the company. So,
and we're gonna see. Obviously, in years past, I've heard the stories about some of the under the table movements to get players to quote unquote take less bread.
As I'm gonna tell you right
salary
now,
cap.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm Lakers, I'm Bron or Luka, right? Bron, you don't need the money, right? I owe you how much 3 years? The 300? What 190 something? Invest it all into the Lakers organization. At some point it's gonna be worth, damn near double from now. And his number's off the books. Luka, what you talking about?
So do you
talking about now? You're talking about later? Because you know later this month. Later this month. I'm LA. At some point in life, this bitch gonna be worth whatever, right? 20 billion. It's gonna be worth something, and this is what your money will look like then.
I didn't know you could.
If you can do that, this is gonna be a way different landscape. I know they mentioned it, so I don't know how.
So I'm reading it. So
how it works.
I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but ability for NBA players to invest in NBA and WNBA teams. However, players can only own a minority share, not exceeding 5%.
So all it comes
to an
to is
NBA-approved investment fund.
Yeah, all it comes to calculations, but the fact that you can take some of your money off your books and put it into a business, that all I see is Boston, LA, New York Knicks changing the game. Or in Clippers. And
that's kind of my whole thing. This new CBA seems like it was a lot of push from the small markets to level the playing field, punish the quote-unquote big spenders. But Big Bank usually runs this thing, right? So that's what I'm saying. We're going to see at some point, like the NBA is essentially getting what they want with these two small market teams playing in the finals, right? But like we're saying, viewership standpoint,
man, at the end,
it's not going to kill you one season, 2 seasons to do this, but as you look ahead to even that next TV deal down the road, you can't have 7, 8 straight finals of small market teams with the numbers not doing what they're doing.
Man, if you the plug, there's only so much product you can give to a motherfucker in Ohio. Okay? Yeah. I need my New York, I need my LA plug there, you know what I mean? You talking about you need video. Man. Let me give you this 5, man. They go ahead and take these 5, man, and get on my business. Man, other than that, man, that product going to the big market, no matter how you try to trick the system, no matter how you try to finagle it, because I can tell you right now.
Who is you off with the ace? Huh? Who is you off with the ace? This is that one. This is that one. This is that one.
Hey man, listen, the biggest drug dealers came from what city?
Let me dry out
what
here.
cities, man?
We dry out here in these streets.
I can tell you what's motherfucking Montana. I can tell you that damn show. Mm-hmm. New York, LA, Miami, Kingpins. Yeah. Other than that, it's local ass drug dealers. You better take these local ass pounds and shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear, listen, moving forward, I don't want to hear shit from Indiana in the next 10 years, OKC. In the next 10 years, we done did what we needed to do for y'all.
Think about it, from the play-in to this. What was the play-in game? Milwaukee and...
Who was in the play-in game? They don't even remember.
That's what I'm saying. Was it Milwaukee and...
No, Milwaukee was the 5 seed, Indiana was the 4.
No, I'm talking not the play-in, I'm talking about the in-season tournament.
In-season tournament. Who was in the in-season tournament?
I know it was
the
Lakers.
Minnesota. I mean,
see,
Bucks, right? Bucks and
remember the Lakers.
Come on, Chad. I know one of y'all sorry ass teams was the other market.
They remember when the Lakers
it was Bucks and who in the in season.
Just remember the first one.
OKC.
So for comparison standpoint,
that's OKC.
The 2023-24 in-season tournament, which the Lakers won first in-season tournament championship, hardest in the history of the league, had 4.58 million viewers. This past season, Thunder Bucks, 2.99.
And they was playing Indiana.
Which is crazy because those two teams.
Right? Look, you remember when they played and who they played.
The last two, yeah.
I mean, listen, it's not like, it's not like, it is the market because you got to think about where people gravitate to, right? Yeah. When you're New York Knicks, New York Yankees, right? Those people are moving to different states, changing lives. So their fan base is coming to the games, right? Dallas Cowboys, right? They're sprinkled everywhere in this world.
Oh, hell yeah.
So no matter where they go, they're gonna have a fan base.
Cowboys are everywhere.
OKC fans lives in OKC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they ain't traveling far. Right? So when these two games is going on, majority of the people that's watching it, that's states.
Yeah.
If the Knicks was on, people in LA watching, everybody around the world is watching because their fans is around the world. And that's all it is. It ain't really got nothing to do with
And it's family traditions.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Oklahoma City ain't been around long enough to have family traditions.
Yeah.
And you grew up in a household where your dad, his dad was a Lakers fan, and you gonna be a Lakers fan or a Cowboys fan or a Yankees fan or a Knicks fan. It's just generational shit. Dodgers, Red Sox, teams that's been around. Green Bay Packers. You think just Chicago Bears. Like you just been around. You're a Bears fan, right?
Yeah.
So my point exactly. So,
Just inherited.
Yeah, I did for my dad.
I dare you cheer for the Green Bay Packers to live in this household.
Man.
Right? So it's like that, right? Or just you're around, so you inherit these things. They ain't been around long enough to inherit that.
So I was looking at Yankees-Dodgers World Series last year. Was up 67% from the 2023 World Series. Also set records in Japan. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani bringing the viewership in, but
they put
They
that
need
bitch
a little bit more excitement too over there. Just
they
somebody
showed the game
dunk
forward,
on
but
the
Japan
ball.
obviously with Shohei.
Like, don't you think they need just a little more excitement? Like, get somebody that's gonna fly. Cause Sonics, when Sonics played the Bulls, that was a good.
The Bulls.
But I'm just saying,
right.
Gary Payton and what Carter was Sean Kemp was a.
The Rain Man.
I used to like the Sonics. Then you get KD.
No, I mean it's.
And Russ going down the lane, flying on somebody. I think it needs some.
I mean, the NBA it seems wide open, but it seems more controlled than we think it is when it comes to movement. Like Luka coming to LA was a big move. Giannis is going to be moving somewhere at some point. That's going to be a big move. So it's going to get back to the.
It feels like this summer is going to be.
Because the exciting players are in kind of the markets. I mean, Ja Morant. Like, we know the names. Like, we know the people that if the NBA put them in big markets or they got traded to these markets, the viewership goes up because now more people are watching them because those teams got bigger fan bases. Right? So if, I know Brunson's over there, but if Ja Morant went to New York, Ant-Man went to New York, it's a different thing. They love Brunson because Brunson's Brunson, but now you got a dude that his game matches viewership.
Yeah,
that's a different beast.
So the beauty about this is that Oklahoma City and Indiana, they stadium only seat a certain amount of people. Everybody else got to watch shit at home.
Yep.
So, right? So they better hold a campaign, tell everybody, hey, I need your phone and your tablet on, TV on, go. Right? Have all three devices playing the game at fucking once, right? Hey, need all that viewership.
I said, turn that goddamn TV on.
Yes.
All of them.
So that's what they're gonna need in order to get the viewership what they need because of the markets, unfortunately. But it's good for the sport, man.
Yeah.
It is.
Small doses. As you said, Gil, if it was compared to the dope game, you can't keep moving in these small
Yeah,
ones.
I mean, you're stuck on product.
It's gonna help you remain consistent.
Yeah.
Keeps you happy, man.
But you need them big markets in order to them places where you can send them megatons.
Yeah, exactly. So
because I can tell you
metric
this,
tons of.
Hey, listen, Fieldhouse. If there's a game 6 and they're about to win, there'll be more people outside than inside the arena because they can only fit so much.
Yeah.
Or you just
They did it hard.
No, I'm saying they can only fit so much. Like they got the smallest arena in the NBA.
Not two small markets. Like that's tough though. Like
Good
if
for them.
OKC playing Boston, cool. Minnesota playing New York would have been.
It's good, new champion, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
Indiana playing the
Oh, I did not know. United's entering the biggest arena in the league.
Chicago?
The Hawks actually have the smallest State Farm Arena by capacity.
What is it at?
It's black.
16? Oh.
16-6.
Oh, yeah,
Cambridge
black.
ranked 25th. They got 17-9.
Oh, yeah, no, they have
It's
17
black.
now.
Who?
The
Patriots.
Hawks are 16. Damn.
16-6, yeah.
club place.
Why to be honest, you wouldn't know it because it looked big because it's empty all the time.
Yes.
The Hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Niggas
That is a big ass arena.
Niggas don't go to the game. Niggas don't go to the game unless LeBron and that motherfucker. Trust me. Unless LeBron and Steph or KD and that bitch, niggas ain't going to the game.
They at the strip club eating, watching it.
All right, well, let's move on to
Who
mostly
playing
fans.
is eating rings.
presented by our good friends over at Underdog. Download the Underdog app, use promo code, get up to $1,000 of bonus cash plus a special pick'em. So our first question from Underdog user, NIA02, Nia02 perhaps. Is this finals more of a coaching matchup or a player matchup?
It's an outmatched up.
It's an outmatched up.
This is my final answer.
Yeah, you know you've done this.
That was a good one.
You know, and it blown up in your face a few times.
Yeah.
Okay.
It don't blow up in my face, man. I know how to switch teams, man.
No, but you're slow sometimes.
No, I know how to switch teams,
Jersey
bro.
don't know
Like, I don't know why we
Nah,
even going through this. Y'all just see me last series,
Nah,
man.
switching teams, you can't help it. Nah, it still blew up.
You see how I switch teams, man? I don't care.
I'm here.
I don't care. My team
I'm
out.
here.
Okay? My team out. I know how to pivot quick.
Yes, fair. More coaching or player? Rick Carlisle been in this position
Like I said,
before.
I'm gonna go.
A little bit of both.
I'm gonna go with coach. I'm gonna go with coach because he has to get his team prepared more because they don't like.
That's the only thing that helps here. The coaching.
Go with coaching because he's been there.
If he wins, if they win the championship, Pacers,
Oh wow.
all coaching.
Wow.
That's all coaching. That means he did a hell of a job putting up a game plan to get them ready for them.
Yeah.
So what have they been doing so far?
Oklahoma City a good team though. One thing about them, so both of these teams consistently, they didn't deviate from the way they played during the
I'm
regular
about to say,
season.
yeah.
They played 10, 11 guys during the regular season, 12 guys during the regular season. They played the exact same amount of players in the playoffs. So
that's why I say it's a little bit of both.
So therefore, I think the players are what it is, and I think the coaches are gonna make the difference. I think, man. 'Cause like I said, because it's a quarter-to-quarter adjustment, it's a half-to-half, a game-to-game. So, who's making the better adjustment, the faster adjustments? Who's gonna?
Gil went on TV and said Knicks in 5 is lying, bro. He knows Pacers winning.
You did.
37 lives. I know what the fuck. I said I pivoted. So soon as New York lost the second game, nigga, I pivoted.
Pivot.
Okay?
That's when
right?
it was over.
I jumped off shit, motherfucker. Shit. Huh, you ain't see me with the Pacers shit? Huh? You ain't see me with the Siakam? That means I changed teams.
Damn, you wore a Siakam jersey, and you talked about Africa a lot.
I don't care. My team is the Lakers. We're not in it. I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm not stuck to a team.
Yes, you are.
Uh-huh. So when I put a new jersey on, nigga, that's a new team.
So we asked the chat, more important than the finals, coaching matchup or player matchup. Chat gave a slight edge to the coaching, saying 53% picked the coaching matchup over the
I
players.
do see that too.
But it's almost
I
here.
said a little bit of.
We got the finals coming
Yeah, because
tomorrow.
we're here. Like we here now. It ain't nothing else that us players can. We got to go out and hoop.
Got to go out there.
We got to go. We got to go out. Like there's no fucking if and no buts. Ain't no way
That's
around.
why I was kind of waiting because I know Shai always step up to the plate. He been stepping up for sure.
Final starts tomorrow. As a reminder, if you don't watch on every piece of device that you have, you are not a real hoop fan. TV, computer, phone,
In
iPad.
these respective cities.
No, they're saying if you don't watch it, you are not a real. You are a casual.
I'm saying, but in these respective cities, like
They got to watch it on everything.
every device.
Yeah, New York ain't watching.
New Yorkers, you are not real hoop fans if you don't watch.
Los Angeles ain't watching. It's like, you know what? The New York Yankees and the Mets is playing right now, right?
Because it's fucked up time,
We have Mets Dodgers coming.
right?
Real.
Because Indianapolis, I don't know, or what are they on right now? Time-wise,
Is
they
it-
don't change.
Oh yeah.
They don't spring forward, fall back, none of that shit.
gonna
So
be here, unless it's
then
the
you got
weekend.
Central Time and motherfuckers out here don't understand
Indiana's Eastern.
right now.
Yeah.
Unless it's the weekend.
5 niggas are still at
Ain't
work.
gonna be on at 5.
Yeah, niggas at work.
And Oklahoma
man.
City Central.
Central, I know that, but it's just like
Yeah.
Indiana don't change. So when they fall back, they gonna be on.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Hey, by the time
They
niggas
don't
get
change.
showered and ready to watch the game at 8 o'clock, that bitch
Cincinnati
on.
is Eastern, right?
For real.
So Cincinnati changes,
So,
right?
so yeah.
And then you
Indiana,
drive-
like part of the state, is
and
eastern
you
part
dri-
of Central.
And you drive to Indianapolis and you would lose an hour.
Damn, that's crazy.
Let's get it together.
Shit like that.
Let's get it all at the same time. But excited for these finals, an exquisite matchup between two small market juggernauts in the Thunder and Pacers. Appreciate everybody in the chat for rocking with us. Appreciate everybody on this couch as well. This has been another episode of Gil's Arena presented by Underdog. Whoa, whoa! We will see y'all tomorrow.
That bullshit right there.